Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, it is The Monty Show. Happy Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. Already the last Wednesday of July.
Wednesday.
Unbelievable, man. We are 7 days, a full week into summer. Here on The Monty Show, presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. You never pay a penny to talk to an attorney for free. It's that simple. You don't pay to get the best legal advice in the business. At theadvocates.com, where you can chat with an attorney live online for free right now at theadvocates.com. Apparently we're wearing sunglasses, Jake.
What?
We wondered how long it would take you guys to notice, and apparently Bryce Martin says Men in Black. Saul Goodman says Men in Black. Raider Mark says pew pew. Future is so bright. Brass Bulls. Wow.
Bro.
So it's going to be that kind of show. Brass Balls says the glare must be awesome to be wearing sunglasses.
Bro.
Kadu with the emoji. Bob Holsey says Jake looks like the FBI.
Yeah.
You got a warrant there?
Yeah.
That
you got
box
a warrant.
checked?
Yeah. Look,
You
Bob.
It is what it is. Mr. Preston says blue blocker shades. I love it, casuals.
Should we try to go the whole show? What do we think?
Why don't you go the whole show? I'll take off the
Okay.
douche goggles, which I love these sunglasses. The Oakley douche goggles are amazing.
I don't know that people can take my take seriously in sunglasses. I'm not sure.
But they don't take them seriously when you're not wearing sunglasses. So what do you have to lose?
Okay.
Okay. Starry says feds. Is what it is. Larry Pilgrim says another sponsor. We have many sponsors on the show. That's what we're professional. We're like in business. We do this for a living. So we have people who support the show.
Right.
Larry,
right.
you seem. Why is Larry Pilgrim so pissed off?
Yeah,
all the
Larry,
time?
what's the problem, bro?
Larry, you just seem very serious all the time. Like, have you ever? And I know I'm not trying to be a jerk, but this is a serious question. Everybody, shh, be quiet, okay? Larry, Lair Bear. Hey, Lair Bear. Have you ever do you know what laughing is?
No.
You don't.
No.
I'm just asking, because Larry, you seem very serious, but always good to see you. Aaron says everything runs through Lubbock. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, chill out. Okay, chill out.
Sebesta says Corey Hart. Do you know that reference?
No.
I wear my sunglasses.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
Night. I can't believe you don't know who Corey Hart. Another one.
I know the song. Okay.
Kadu says fart track. No. Christopher Shannon says you guys get LASIK. Bing. I got
Not
LASIK
me.
20-something years ago. Scariest thing I've ever seen. Aaron says Monty is taking a grumper.
Sorry, what's a grumper?
I don't know. Joseph says FBI two holes.
That's right. Thank you. Yes.
There you go. When you listen to the intro music for too long, Connor says you got to put on sunglasses. Truck Stop Gumby. I didn't know Monty was being joined by Joliet Jakey two holes today. Do you know what Joliet Jake is? Oh, wow.
Sorry if you're offended by that.
The Blues Brothers.
Oh, well, yeah, I know
The Blues Brothers,
dude.
The Blues. Anyway. Shy Bones says burning a mule. Okay, I mean, you do you. Where and what you do while you listen to this show is fine. Domer Wop, what's up, Domer? Good to see you, my guy. Monty, you are brilliant. Love you, Paisan. Hey, let's go, Capicola.
Where is the
Gabagool. Anyway, man, being Italian is real. Being Arizona is apparently real as well. to kick off our daily As the Pac-12 Burns. This is pretty remarkable. And listen, I think on this show we've tried to be pretty down the middle. And I know every Pac-12 fan's like, oh, Big 12 ain't on. And I know every Big 12 fan's like, oh, you're a Pac-12 homer. We try to be right down the middle. We report the news. I am neither a Big 12 or a Pac-12 fan. I have the luxury, well, it's not really a luxury, but of being a Notre Dame fan, right? So because it's garbage. I am a noted Notre Dame fan.
Right.
We never win anything and won't for many years. But it is remarkable to watch this Pac-12 story unfold and to see what's going on and to see how things are playing out at Arizona, because I actually think Arizona has been the most outspoken program. Now, I mean, I guess if Kirk Schultz is a program, he'd be close at Washington State. But I think you've had the president, you've had the athletic director, and now you have the head football coach at Arizona on the record commenting about the Pac-12 TV deal.
Arizona's going to have a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I tell our recruits.
Be all right.
That's what I tell our donors. That's what I tell our families of current personnel.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great brand. And we have a great basketball program, we have a great softball program, a great baseball program, and I believe we have the opportunity to have an incredible football program.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Where we play our road games, we'll wait and see for our president. But we are locked in and loaded for this season, and we're going to try to just be where our feet are, which is right now in the Pac-10.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That is Jedd Fisch, the football coach at Arizona, saying that, yeah, we'll be somewhere. It's what I'm telling recruits. Now, I'm going to play this again because I think it's that unbelievable. But before I play this from Jedd Fisch, let's go down memory lane, right? Let's go down memory lane. And when you go back and look at comments on the record from, I don't know, like President Robbins, remember last week, when the now infamous, who will never be named on this show again, reported there was a grant of rights, and President Robbins at Arizona said...
When I landed, I saw some reporter said, is this true? And it was a tweet from one of the other reporters saying, the deal with the Pac-12 is done. Details to follow. And so my answer was, I've not been informed about any of the information in this tweet.
Okay, so the Pac-12 deal is not done. And you know that previously President Robbins has gone to great lengths to make sure that everybody understands that he likes the Big 12. Like the league's powerhouse basketball brands are the basis for some affinities. Right. And it's heavily dependent on George Kliavkoff and his team negotiating a good media deal for us to stay competitive, right? That's President Robbins at Arizona. And of course, of course, you guys remember Dave Hickey, the athletic director at Arizona. I'm not sure how to say it because it might change tomorrow, but we're faced with a new and ever-changing world and conference alignments, but we'd like to be with the Pac-12 and continue the great tradition of the conference. But if not, there will be a new landscape and a new opportunity for the University of Arizona. I mean, a ringing endorsement that tells me you're all in on something, whether it's the Pac-12 or not, right? And then, so now we've heard from the president saying, hey, we love the Big 12, that powerhouse basketball brand. We've heard from the athletic director, well, if we're not in the Pac-12, we'll be somewhere. And Jedd Fisch from the
Next Up with Adam Brenneman
podcast, when asked what's going on with the Pac-12, said,
Arizona's going to have a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I tell our recruits.
Be all right.
That's what I tell our donors. That's what I tell our families of current personnel.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great brand. And we have a great basketball program, we have a great softball program, a great baseball program, and I believe we have the opportunity to have an incredible football program.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Where we play our road games, we'll wait and see for our president. But we are locked in and loaded for this season, and we're going to try to just be where our feet are, which is right now in the Pac-10.
Dude.
And then he's like, the Pac-10.
Pac-10.
Like, what do you make of this? I am so surprised. One, why is Jedd Fisch on a podcast? Because he's going to get asked about it.
That was my first question, too.
Why? And why is Arizona so unwilling? Because Jedd Fisch could easily said, hey, man, you know what? We're in the Pac-12 and, you know, Pac-10. This conference, it used to have 12 members and it's going to have 10. Conference of champions and shit. Like, he could have gone on and he could have said, hey, dude, you know, it's the Pac-12. We love it here.
Right.
We're going to get it worked out. Everything's going to be fine. But instead he said, we'll be somewhere. That's what I'm telling our recruits. That's what I'm telling our donors. We'll be somewhere. So wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say that you are talking to recruits about the fact that you're not going to be in the Pac-12? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time, President Robbins, or the second time Dave Hickey, the athletic director at Arizona. No, this is the third time Jedd Fisch, somebody of influence and significance at Arizona, Jake, is talking about leaving the Pac-12.
Facts.
Yeah, I just think that, Jedd Fisch, A, there was no reason for him to do this podcast. B, I don't know why they continue to talk. I mean, I can only think that it's to further the narrative of getting to the Big 12. Like, I don't know, like, what other reason, what other impetus you would have to jump on a podcast, one that I might add has a decent following to it. This is no small little grain of sand. Like, this isn't like, an ASU podcast that nobody follows, right? Like, this has some, some credibility to it. And so you jump on this podcast, you say what you said, and for what? Because ultimately, the dude's going to ask you the questions he needs to ask, or he should, right? That's the expectation that, hey, the reporter, the interviewer, the host, whoever is going to ask you the questions that they need to ask you to do a proper interview. And ultimately, it's your job to play the game and answer the question in a certain type of way. And if you go and find the full interview, the interviewer even says, hey, I have to ask you this, and I know you're probably going to give me the canned PR answer. He literally said that. Yet Jedd Fisch still insisted on saying, no, I'll answer it. We'll be fine. No matter what, we're going to have a place to go. Arizona is a strong brand. He does, like, you guys understand, they're making a very intentional choice to say the things that they're saying at the time they're saying it, the way they're saying it. You notice you haven't heard from Colorado recently. Why might that be? Well, they're probably having conversations, right? So Arizona is very confident in where they're at and how they're going to handle this thing, and they have not wavered, even a little bit. In fact, I would say they are in the handful of schools in this conference that seem very much in line. Like president, AD, head football coach, all saying the same thing pretty much, Now, I'll give Dave Hickey credit, the athletic director at Arizona. Yeah, hey, he handled it pretty much as professionally and as polished as you possibly could. Love the Pac-12, but again, the landscape is ever changing. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. And I am surprised by this. I really am. I just don't see the upside of it. And I understand that Jedd Fisch is trying to get Arizona football run. I think they're going to be a better team. He's clearly brought in more talent. Like, I get all that. I don't understand not avoiding the question, because I think you're exactly right. We listened to a good part of that conversation. And this host, Adam Wiener Schnitzel, Brenneman, same thing, who said, hey, I know you're going to give me a canned answer. He essentially said, I know you can't answer this, but I have a responsibility to ask you, which he did.
Which I totally respect.
And he asked him, and Jedd Fisch said, yeah, we're going to be somewhere. That's amazing.
10.
That's amazing that Jedd Fisch actually went out of his way to answer the question.
Yeah, and it kind of furthers the idea and the conversation point and the narrative that, Arizona is very comfortable going to the Big 12. Now, I'm not saying that will happen, but what I am definitely saying, and I hope people don't get this confused, I am definitely saying they are comfortable with the concept of being in the Big 12. I am not saying that that's going to happen. I think we don't know what's going to happen, to be completely honest with you. But I do think if, let's say today's Wednesday the 28th, everyone's going out of town, going on vacation. When everyone gets back, I would not be surprised if there were a decision made and a week from now, 10 days from now, Arizona said, yeah, we got the media rights deal. It wasn't what we wanted, so here's what we're going to do about it. That's a very real possibility.
By the way, some people want to know if you have pink eye and somebody farted on your pillow. And I'm going to further the narrative because I believe, well, I made that up. Nobody asked that question. You have pink eye, right? That's what
it is. Yeah. I have pink eye. Yeah. No. It's not pink eye. It's Costas eye.
Costas eye.
Costas eye. Thank you.
People like the sunglasses.
Should I take them off yet, or what do you think? We've only made it 16 minutes.
I think you should keep them on. I think you should keep them on. Aaron Wilson says, Jakey Cool Shades laying it down. Yeah. Jakey Cool Shades.
Yeah, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Before I get to your comments, let me play this video one more time. It's Jed Fish on
Next Up with Adam Brenneman.
Thank you. The podcast, and he was asked about the Pac-12 situation, was given an avenue to dodge the question, and instead said,
Arizona's going to have a place to go. Mm-hmm. And that's what I tell our recruits.
Be all right.
That's what I tell our donors. That's what I tell our families of current personnel. Mm-hmm. We have a great brand. And we have a great basketball program, we have a great softball program, a great baseball program, and I believe we have the opportunity to have an incredible football program. Yeah. We're fine. Yeah. Where we play our road games, we'll wait and see for our president. But we are locked in and loaded for this season, and we're going to try to just be where our feet are, which is right now in the Pac-10.
Where we play our road games, well, we'll just wait and see for our president. And the line that stands out there is, hey, we'll be somewhere that's what I'm telling our recruits. That hurts, dude. I don't see any way around that. I have
to say it's honest, though.
It is.
It's honest. If you're recruiting right now, you aren't, isn't, Whittingham and Dion and all these head coaches, are you not, dude, is Lincoln Riley not being yeah, dude, we're going to the Big Ten. Not this year, but next year.
Dude.
Join the program now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's amazing. And he had energy through it. He had zip, he had pep, and that tells me that he takes buckshot from bucked up energy.
You're not even playing.
That's what it tells me. It's time. Every day at this time on the show, we pounded bucked up buckshot to power us through the Monty show. Super easy. And in the description of this show below, cheers, friends, you can get 6 free buckshots. There you have it. Easy peasy. 100 milligrams of caffeine, clean, long-lasting energy to power you through the rest of your day. That's what Bucked Up's all about. The best products. And guys, I am again amazed that when you look at the products that they put out and you look at Bucked Up, and for instance, I am not a protein bar guy. Mm-hmm. These Buck Bars are unbelievable. They taste good. I eat 2 of them every day. I had one for dinner last night, was not hungry, went to the driving range this morning, came home, ate breakfast at 10 o'clock. It was amazing to realize, hey, I had a Buck Bar at 7:30 last night and no issues because they're filling. They give you the perfect energy. It's great to refuel with a Buck Bar. Reliable energy, reliable nutrition with clean ingredients. I'm telling you, it's what Bucked Up is all about. It's a lifestyle. Go and get it right now. But take advantage of the free samples. Go get the free sampler pack of Buck Bars. They'll send them right to your front door. You can also go to any Bucked Up location if you're in the state of Utah, from Farmington Station. We personally shop at South Jordan. The Lehigh store is unbelievable. How good the Lehigh store is. American Fork is great. Any of the Bucked Up stores in Utah carry a full line of Bucked Up products. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show, but in the description below, knock yourself out. Let's get you some free samples of the Buckshot and the Buck Bars. Truly life-changing. They are fantastic. Bucked Up, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. Stephen Smith gives us a $20 tip to say, thank you, Stephen. I listened to the Locked On Pac-12 with Canzano today, and I have 3 thoughts. 1, Canzano seems to be out of his mind to think that since donors for SMU are oil people, they would finance SMU and receive zero money.
I think we agree with that.
I think we agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I am probably not going to be able to find the rest of your comments. There they are right there. 2, the TV deal to get in the conference so that they can support the Pac-12, still believing that they will get more than the Big 12 in a TV deal when his sources are from the Pac-12, so to say. And can I find the other one? Yes, here it is. Different things from each other. 3, the Locked On person, when I watched him, seems to always have hope for the Pac-12. This interview with Canzano, to me, made me realize he was way too much hope. Okay. I think that, listen, the Pac-12, Locked On Pac-12, he does a perfectly fine job if that's what you like. He is an Oregon fan. He is passionate about the Pac-12. And hey, man, I think I firmly believe that people try their best. The hard part about John Canzano is that I just think he said so many crazy off-the-wall things now that just have not been true.
Well, and I think that particular interview, and I don't mean anything by this, but that particular interview was done in a way where you have a younger person, right? We can all agree this guy's younger.
He's a kid, yeah.
He's a young, I don't know how old he is. I would say late 20s, maybe, something like that. It flat out says in the interview that he's looked up to John Canzano for how long. So this is clearly a situation, no shade against kid, not trying to make it personal, but it's a situation where you have someone on that you admire, and you're not gonna have that type of interview.
You're not gonna ask follow-up questions. Yeah. You're not gonna ask and that's the hard part with a lot of these things. When Canzano and Wilner had George Kliavkoff on their podcast, and hey, back of the envelope calculations. They clearly idolize George Kliavkoff. Like Canzano and Wilner look up to him.
That was the beginning of the end of Canzano's credibility, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the problem is that it takes you hear those things, and I think Pac-12 supporters buy into that hook, line, and sinker,
which is unfortunate.
And it is, and you. This is not an easy job to do. I think we've talked about this on this show in the past. Like this job is awesome. I am so fortunate to have a group of partners that support the show. We have worked really hard to build an information base, but you look at the Pac-12 Twitter people, you just can't get involved in it.
Mm-mm.
It is the dregs and
cesspool.
The anger is unbelievable, and it's guys like Canzano and less John Wilner, but Canzano, who just I believe he sold his soul to be a mouthpiece for the Pac-12, and nothing that guy has said has been proven true.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on this thing yesterday, and I know this is what we do now in this country, where we say, well, hey, I'm the one telling you the truth. You watch who you believe and who you listen to, because I'm the one telling you the truth.
Right.
Canzano said that on that Pac-12 podcast yesterday. John Canzano has not been right about a single thing in this whole situation. Not a single thing. You look at, again, and you can go back, it's on our channel. Go look at all the stuff we've reported about the Pac-12 TV deal. I think we've been pretty spot on. Mm-hmm. The national media is routinely 3 days or so behind us. We'll tell you, hey, Amazon's no longer involved in the negotiations at one point. Andrew Marchand, who I think is the bar for media reporters.
I would agree.
3 days later in the New York Post, Amazon's no longer involved in the media rights negotiations for the Pac-12.
Well, and I think that's the other side for folks like Canzano, and there's a lot of Canzanos in the world. They're not doing YouTube, meaning to say, hey, the ledger doesn't live forever, right? Whereas on YouTube, it does. And I think the thing is on our show, I feel firmly that we have a culture of like, hey, people in the comments will say, oh, you got this wrong or got that wrong. and we usually talk about it. And then they'll go back and listen and they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, actually, I just looked at the thumbnail and I didn't actually listen. So now that I've listened, yeah, you guys got it right. And that happens all the time, and that's cool. I think that's the bread and butter of sports talk. But I just think this particular, happening, incident, if you want to call it that, that's probably strong. But, this interview that he did absolutely was throw a bunch of shit against the wall and let's see if we can light it on fire type thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing the way this has gone, because I think anybody that does what we do professionally, this is our professions. This is how we pay our bills. This is not a hobby for us. We don't come home from work and do this anymore. Like, dude, this is what we do now. And it is incredibly difficult to do this job at a high level. It's why we don't do much sourcing stuff, because it's just not, there's no upside to it. There's no upside to it because Pac-12 fans are so angry and so upset. And I mean, I love all our listeners in Salt Lake City. It's one of our biggest markets, but Utah Ute fans are just untenable. Mm-hmm. Like you just can't, you just can. I cannot tell you. There are few. Oregon fans are close, but Utah fans are just so angry all the time. And I don't understand it. Like you're in a position where you wound up in a great spot in the Pac-12 and the conference managed itself into the ground. Like John Canzano saying that, hey, Apple's got state-of-the-art equipment. Well, no, that's actually not true. They built and are building, and they're about to move into a state-of-the-art production facility in San Ramon, California.
Right.
But their production equipment, their equipment in the field is not new, and it is not state-of-the-art.
Nope.
To the point where they have had failures with it, to the point where they have rented crews to produce games.
Well, it's been part of the challenge of getting a deal done, frankly. I mean, when you're in arena or in football field, equipment is not good and it can't provide the quality you need it to provide. I mean, that's the lifeblood of TV production. I mean, it's great if you've got a Lamborghini of a TV truck outside. Who cares if you can't get the feed to them? I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah, and I think the Pac-12 has a reputation of being technologically forward, and they are. But all of this to say,
yeah,
I think it's remarkable how much misinformation the Pac-12 is putting out. I think it's why we have so much, like the visceral reaction from Jedd Fisch or Dave Hickey or President Robbins at Arizona, because they're just being bluntly honest with you.
Well, and they don't have to spin. I mean, they get to make a choice, and I think again, this Jedd Fisch thing, that's why it's so impressive that Jedd Fisch is saying what Jedd Fisch is saying, because again, he doesn't have to say any of that. And I think I really do believe that those three guys down at Arizona really believe in their heart of hearts that their brand is really strong. And I have to say, I agree. It is a strong brand. Now, does that mean you have the best football program or the best basketball program or like the best at any of these individual sports? No, not necessarily. But as a brand at a conference level, you're valuable to the Big 12 specifically, which allows your boy Jedd Fisch, the head coach of your football program, to go out and say things like that. So I do believe in their heart of hearts, they believe that their brand is incredibly strong right now.
Yeah. Erica Cottle, I'm not angry. I just don't want Utah to go down with the sinking ship in the Pac-12. No problem going to the Big 12.
Well, you're one of the few out of Pac-12 fans, then I would say. Not that I disagree. I would love to see Utah in the Big 12, but Pac-12 fandom, especially on Twitter, is not amused about the concept of the Big 12.
Lopes fan Gabe, you might have angry fans, but they got nothing on the absolute misery that emanates from New Mexico State fans. Oh, my God. Tell me about it. I've never met a more miserable bunch. I couldn't disagree.
And for those of you who don't know Lopes fan Gabe, he is a GCU guy. Grand Canyon.
Yeah. And New Mexico State fans are 100%. That's correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. Make sure you hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate when you hit the like button as we talk about the Pac-12 and Arizona football coach Jedd Fisch's comments. That, quote, Arizona will be somewhere. And he says he is telling recruits that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. John Dry, how are you, John? Looks like Oregon State and Washington State to the Mountain West, and whoever else won't be in the Big 12. But again, I don't think the Pac-12 is collapsing. You know, one of the things that I hear all the time on Twitter is, well, you guys are the ones that started the rumor about Colorado. No, we did not start the rumor about that. Was that bot Twitter account in West Virginia, which tells you the lengths people will go for news in this world. Nobody on this show has said that Colorado is leaving. Nobody, except a bot account on Twitter. And that's the problem with the Pac-12 news. Like, quite literally, an account run by bots tweeted that, hey, Colorado is going to announce they're leaving for the Big 12. To the point where the athletic director, Rick George, was like, this is completely not true. Came out and like, what are we doing?
Everybody is outraged.
When did dude with a Twitter account become a source? That's what I've never understood. A guy with no credibility, not in media, no experience in the media, tweeting Colorado's leaving, and all of a sudden, hey, the athletic director of Colorado has to come out and debunk it.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
Where are we at in
all.
society today?
Starry says, Erica Cotto, smart thinking, Erica.
Agreed.
I would agree with that. Brandon Wooten, Monty, up yours. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate the $2, bro. And he also gave us a 99-cent super sticker. So $3 to say up yours. Well, appreciate that, dude. Which is the other amazing thing.
Yeah.
Like the trolls pay us to say that stuff, which helps the channel grow because you commented, you gave us a super sticker, and you've been watching the show. So appreciate you being here. Thank you for that. Rick Olson says the PAC plays second fiddle to the PGA in misinformation. Apparently,
bro, you're not even wrong with that, bro.
We're in a control position.
It's crazy. Aaron Wilson, can we start running the Pac-10 as a pyramid scheme? That would be funny. Good Lord. As a pyramid.
Pac-10.
You know. Mark Ruckert, I say let's go get OSU and Colorado in a cage fight for the first Big 12 invitation pay-per-view event to pay off the Holiday Bowl debt. Maybe we could make Elon and Zuckerberg the undercard of the Oregon State Colorado cage fight.
The Beavs and the Buffs.
You know, that could be amazing.
Yeah,
that could be amazing. Calzone says, "Is Jake in Blues Brothers mode today?" He has pink eye. It's fine.
I don't actually.
Truck Stop Gumby says, "Picking on New Mexico State."
Now, the New Mexico State GCU rivalry is real, and a lot of people don't know about that, but it is very much real.
Correct. Yeah, it is. It's pretty remarkable. It is pretty remarkable. Aaron Wilson says, why are people mad at the prospect of going to a better paid, better run conference? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
And in the Pac-12, especially with Utah fans, I don't think there's any doubt that it's 100% about BYU. And the absolute torture that Utah fans put on BYU when BYU went independent, and they assumed that BYU would become irrelevant, which they didn't. BYU actually grew, doubled in stature, right? Had as much success as Utah had. And I think Utah fan feels embarrassment. And I think about having to go to a conference that BYU is already a member of. Utah fan probably feels slighted by that. I don't know. I just don't understand why. It just doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, but that's what college football is, I feel like, for a lot of people.
No, I think that's what Twitter is.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
I think that's what Twitter is. You know? Brass Balls says Utah fans were so annoyingly puffed up in the head when they got into the Pac-12. Now that their conference is going the way of the Titanic, they're beside themselves thinking BYU will be in a better conference. I don't think that the Pac-12 is disappearing. And on the Big 12 side of it, I think there's a whole lot of people rooting for the Pac-12 to fail. I'm not one of those. I think it's a great football conference. It needs to be a better basketball conference. But I am not rooting for the Pac-12 to fail. I think this idea that you can just have all of these conferences and it'll be two super conferences shrunk down. And dude, is there anybody who wants to see Nick Saban dancing in celebration when the conferences shrink down to two super conferences?
Nick Saban is a better man than you are.
You guys, Nick Saban is dancing. Have you seen this video?
So
Nick Saban is doing the electric slide. He's doing the electric slide in a recruit's home.
Yeah, you're saying Nick Saban's not really worried about their media rights deal?
I'm going to say he's not. When he's doing the electric slide in a home visit for recruiting, that's freaking amazing.
Wild.
By the way, I've been looking for a reason to play this, and I guess I could have just said, hey, here's Nick Saban doing the electric slide. My man's a stud, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And if you think you don't, Nick Saban will punch you in the face. He is. Nick Saban's a better man than you are because he can do the electric slide in a recruit's house.
Roll Tide!
The guy's a pimp, I'm telling you. But I don't want him to be the master of all college football.
No. I don't think that the two conference thing is...
I think it's you know the scariest thing? I think it's possible.
It is possible, but the problem is that, and again, we don't have time for this today, but the health of college athletics overall, I think, is going downhill right now until you figure out a way to manage or regulate or properly use NIL and, like this letter of intent legislature they just rolled out. Like, they're putting in all these new rules, and it just is... It's not in a good place, and
telling
I think
universities to ignore the state laws.
Yeah, and I think the thing is the college athletics is one step away from being doomed. Meaning, if there was another way for football players to get to the NFL, the NCAA would be in huge trouble, man.
I would totally agree with that. I think the NCAA would be in huge trouble with that, and. I just think this question of will the Pac-12 survive it's not really a question. The Pac-12 is going to be here. I think you are going to lose a couple of members.
Pac-10.
I think you are going to expand with SMU and San Diego State, and I just think it is what it is. And I mean that's what makes the most sense to me.
Yep, attrition.
Because you can't say what Arizona has said. They'd be like, oh, yeah, we're all in on the Pac-12. Well, no, you're not. You're not. And you can't say, well, they're not going to leave for a couple $1 million. Dude, with all the money problems that the Pac-12 has, it's not a couple $1 million.
Well, and I think people are grossly underestimating the value of stability. I mean, even let's say that the Big 12 offered you the same money that you were going to get in the Pac-12's new media rights deal. Let's just say it was the exact same money, same opportunity. The difference is that in the Big 12, you're going to be able to grow your basketball program exponentially. You're going to be able to grow your university's footprint quite a bit, and that's because you have better leadership at the top of the conference.
Dude, I can't look at you in those sunglasses.
What do you mean?
It's just awkward.
What? What?
Just tell people that you and Zion were hanging out.
Well, no, me and Mariah were hanging out.
You and Mariah were hanging out. And, you got some in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, just like that. Oh.
Speaking of which, Domer Wop, just tapping in. I'm a newbie. Great show. Extremely insightful.
Whoa. Just tapping in?
Just tapping in.
What is this, the Zion show?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Wait until you guys hear the Zion Williamson update. Extremely insightful, extraordinarily entertaining. Well done, and thank you. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Delaric gives us $5 to say I'm a Big 12er, but I want the Pac to survive, but I have a feeling that they may survive but no longer be a power conference.
See, I think that's another interesting question.
I don't know that there's like a release from the College Football Playoff Committee who's like, well, the Pac-4 is no longer a Power 5 conference.
But I think we've never been here. There's never been a true concern about, even when the Big 12 was losing Texas and Oklahoma, right? Like, oh man, there was never a worry that they were not going to be a P5 anymore. But this has not P5 written all over it. It does.
Yeah, I think we're a long way from that. I think it's easy to get ahead of it. I think we just need to slow the roll a little bit. Because hysteria, if you will, around the Pac-12 is going to collapse and it's going away. And I don't think the Pac-12 is going away. And if it does and I'm wrong, okay, I'll be happy to say that. But I still maintain the same thing I've said this entire time. And I know this always riles people up, and I apologize. But I believe the fact to be true that there's not one of these 10 schools that wants to leave this conference. I don't think anybody is excited to up and change the patch on the front of their uniform. I just don't. I think if you get $25 million a year, you're going to stay in the Pac-12. There would be no reason for you to leave. The question is, how does this conference ultimately come together to pay for San Diego State? And if it's SMU, how does that happen? I don't understand how you're going to do that, because then it's not $25 million a year. Because I don't care who you are. If you're Apple or ESPN, you're not paying for SMU to join the Pac-12. You're not doing that. And this bullshit that, SMU's got deep pockets with oil money and they're going to pay a $50 million, $70 million entry fee. And
congratulations, but that's bullshit.
Come on. And so you're telling me SMU's not going to take a dime for 2 years and then have themselves or their boosters pay $70 million to get in the league when they haven't been able to win the AAC? They've had legitimately one good year in football in the last, 7 to 10 years? They've had one season, and they've never won the AAC. Not the ACC, the AAC. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that, it's the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Well, what the fuck does that have to do with winning a football game, dude? They can't compete on the field. And while I am a true believer that competing on the field is not probably top 10 in reasons to bring a university into your conference, let's stop pretending like Dallas-Fort Worth belongs to SMU when we all know it does not.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. And at some point, we need to tell the truth about SMU doesn't bring you 7.5 million more eyeballs to the TV set every week.
Gonzaga.
It just does not. So let's stop pretending like, they bring all of the Dallas-Fort Worth. No, most of those people, are you telling me that more people watch SMU than TCU?
No.
Come on now. Come on, let's be honest about it. That's the real issue here. SMU was not competitive in the AAC, and all of a sudden, their boosters are going to pay $70 million to get into the Pac-12?
You just have to, snap out of it a little bit.
They're not going to take a paycheck for 2 seasons, 2 calendar years at that point? And they're supposed to win games. And you want to be in a P5 to lose more games. That's what you're telling me. Or you believe somehow that SMU is all of a sudden going to turn into a recruiting juggernaut. Well, actually, I don't think that's going to happen, because find me the kid in Texas that would rather play in the Pac-12 for SMU, let's say, than the Big 12 or the SEC when the big dogs in the state of Texas are in those 2 conferences. When Houston and when Texas Tech, who I think is one of the most influential programs, and I know everybody likes to slander Texas Tech, but like it or not, the Raiders are one of the most influential, programs in that conference. You have Texas now going into the SEC with Texas A&M, Houston and TCU and Texas Tech are in the Big 12. Why am I going to go play for SMU in the Pac-12? To be seen less? To have less NIL opportunity? To have less NFL opportunity? Come on now. Let's at least just be truth tellers about this ridiculous spin that's been happening with SMU. We need to stop that.
By the way, I'd give this more credence if you were talking about jumping to the SEC.
I would.
Or even the Big Ten.
I wouldn't even question as much a booster or what dude up in Portland was talking about was what Buddy in Portland was talking about. Oh, their collective is immediately the second biggest in the Pac-12. Hey, is that a badge of honor that you're bringing in SMU, the mediocre SMU football team, who's going to have a collective, the second biggest in the conference? I'm sorry, and you think that's something to brag about?
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing, dude.
You're being serious right now. It just, to me, the whole thing, I think it's just...
It smacks of garbage. It smacks of nonsensical, made up. just saying things. And that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, maybe we're wrong, and I'm open to it. Maybe we have no idea what the hell we're talking about, but it makes no sense. It doesn't make sense athletically. It doesn't make sense financially. It doesn't even make sense logically that SMU would pay to join the PAC. Now, if you said to me, hey, they're going to pay to join the Big Ten, they're going to pay to join the SEC, hell, even pay to join the Big 12. Okay, still a long shot, but I guess I kind of understand that because, hey, you're in a better situation. You know, you've got great commissioners in all three of those conferences. Like, you're going in the right direction in all three of those conferences. The Pac-12 and the ACC are the outliers who are in rough seas right now. So again, why collective talent, like any of the things that Buddy in Portland wants to list as reasons why they would go to the Pac-12 just don't add up for a number of reasons.
Yep, I agree. Steven gives us $20 more. Thank you,
appreciate
Steven.
you, man.
Appreciate you. Canzano also said that bringing in San Diego State and SMU would fill up the viewership that USC and UCLA had in Los Angeles, and Dallas-Fort Worth would be the biggest market in the Pac-12.
Yeah, you can just stop right there.
But this is my point, and I'm asking. Listen, we have a huge contingent of listeners in Texas.
Yeah,
we have from Houston to Dallas to Lubbock, San Antonio, Austin. We really appreciate everybody in Texas who listens to this show. Why don't you fill the void here? Is there anybody who believes that SMU owns Dallas, Texas? Is there anybody who believes that SMU is going to deliver 7.5 million viewers a week to the Pac-12? Is there anybody who believes that SMU delivers the Dallas-Fort Worth market? Like, I don't believe it. And I've asked people I know in Dallas. I've asked the Skeeters after they get out of circumcision with Jarrah. Like, I've asked a lot of people in Texas, hey, man, how much water does SMU carry in Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is not much because their games are irrelevant. They have a small but mighty alumni base that are in Dallas proper on a regular. They live there. They have a large alumni base abroad, which I understand. Just about everybody does. Just because you went to SMU doesn't mean you live in Dallas. But I have not spoken to one person that has said, oh, yeah, SMU brings you Dallas, Texas.
You're telling me
they own the market.
Bro, you're telling me someone who lives in Irving or Garland or Sunnyvale or Rose Hill or Mesquite or Balk Springs, Lawson, you're telling me that their first choice is SMU. And again, no shade to SMU fan. Like, I'm not trying to make it personal with you. I'm just simply stating that if you're a Texan and you're in this every single day, and again, love to hear from you in the comments. If you're that person right now and you're listening to this show, I need to know. If I said to you, hey, what's your college football team in the state of Texas?
Yeah.
Take the conference alignment out of it. What's your college football team? Have to feel like it would be Texas, like University of Texas, right? Then you'd probably go Tech, or maybe then you'd go Texas Tech. Like, there's a group, and then there's everyone else.
I think it is Texas. I mean, it is Texas A&M. I am and this is where it gets murky and opinionated, but you can't, there is not an argument to be made that Tech is not third. There's just not.
Come on, dude.
And I understand, listen, Texas and Texas A&M, they're going to turn up because they're all in the SEC now. I get it. But, dude, I look at Texas Tech versus Baylor, and I think that is an absolute war for territory in the state of Texas.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think opinions are split on that. Everybody still wants to know why Jake is wearing sunglasses. He has pink eye. Somebody farted on his pillow, and he slept like 8 hours on that thing. And he woke up with like... Are you ready are you trying to get through 1 hour? Like,
I don't know. I'm chilling. I mean, these sunglasses really cut the light well. Like, they're nice on the eyes. They're polarized. Like, meant for the waters out in Hawaii. So I'm chilling right now, man. And I wasn't even planning on this today. Like, I wore the purple polo and I got the reflective mirrored sunglasses on. Like, I'm good, man. I'm in. You know what? I'm in my flow state.
Jake's wearing those sunglasses. we have a collection of sunglasses. So today the show was starting and we were like, woosah, I'm going to put on the douche goggles, as I call these. These are the Oakley NFL sunglasses. I don't remember what they're called. The Sutro, these are called. I love these. They're amazing. They're amazing. Jake had on the whatever those ones are called. We were just playing around. Holbrooks, yes. And he's got the deep water lenses. They're amazing. We just decided to leave them on. I don't know.
I mean, I can take them off if you want,
Yeah, I don't know. I think, listen, when you are as awesome as we are because we went to TryDayTrading.com and we make a ton of money in the stock market, you can afford nice sunglasses.
I completely agree, dude.
Right? Before we talk about ranking teams in Texas, you got to go to TryDayTrading.com/Monty and get your $10 30-day trial membership. It's a tax donation. It does not go into the pocket of the guys at TryDayTrading.com. Why does that matter? Because it's a tax write-off for you, so because it's a charitable donation. It's $10 to see your future. And I know that sounds crazy or over the top. It's really not. At TryDayTrading.com, they're all about building your prosperity, period. And when you get the $10 30-day membership, it's as simple as they give you full access to every corner of their program so that in that 30 days, you can see exactly what you have access to. And it's the question I always ask you when we talk about TryDayTrading.com. Did you make $1,000 today at work? Oh, you didn't. Well, there are graduates of the TryDayTrading.com program who make more than $1,000 a day. If I said to you, hey, you can make a minimum of $5,000 a week being a full-time day trader because you went to TryDayTrading.com, would you do it? Of course you would do it. Because then you can work for yourself. You don't have to worry about getting back in the office. You don't have to worry about getting sick or how am I going to get my kids back to school or daycare. No, put daycare money back in your pocket. Make enough money where daycare doesn't matter. Work for yourself. Build your own business. By the way, if you want to keep your job, maybe you just want some gambling money. Maybe you just want to make your car payment every month. TryDayTrading.com. Did you know you can do it as a side hustle? You don't have to do it all day long. No, friends. You take an hour in the morning. You program your process and your trades in the morning for an hour. You go to work and you make money all day long. It works for you while you're at work or doing whatever else it is you want to do because it makes you money, which equals freedom. You get to do what you want to do instead of what you currently have to do. Get to TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Sign up for the $10 30-day trial membership. And if it's not for you at the end of 30 days, walk away. Make sure you tell them you heard about it. On the Monty Show, Baylor versus Texas Tech. Who's here for it? Two Mastas says UT, A&M, OU, Tech, TCU. You think Oklahoma's bigger than TCU in Texas? Oklahoma State, Baylor, and University of Houston. Okay. Brett Tipton. Jake smoked too much lettuce before the show.
Dude, you might be right. I mean, dude, like
you did set off the smoke detector in the studio.
Bro.
Ben Mora, he got an STD on his eye.
Damn.
I am going to perpetuate that myth that Jake has an STD in his eye until he takes off his glasses. Randomness 873. Dallas Fort Worth market as a Texan goes to Texas, A&M, TCU Tech, OU, Baylor, Oklahoma State, then maybe SMU.
I mean, like, just look at that. Even though, like, hey, maybe there's some people that disagree with this, but generally speaking, I feel like this is pretty spot on. Maybe you change the order, maybe TCU's ahead of A&M, or, you know, whatever your preference would be. But this is kind of my point. You've got this pile of schools ahead of SMU, and Pac-12 fans are supposed to be excited about SMU, and they're supposed to be excited about some huge collective at SMU.
I know. JW says, Pink Eye, stop farting on your pillow.
Dude, I know, man. I went full Bob Costas on it, and, you know, it just didn't work out for me.
David Comer, Jakey Pink Eye.
Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Monkey says, Kansas also delivers Chicago more than SMU and every other city in America, and I can tell you, Kansas, not, and you're I don't know if you're joking or not. Kansas absolutely delivers Chicago. Kansas absolutely delivers Kansas City. Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. It delivers St. Louis, Missouri, and all of Southern Illinois.
Right.
Kansas also delivers you a pretty good corner of Kentucky. Like Kansas basketball has tremendous reach.
Yeah.
Tremendous reach. J.K. Marshall says hot chicks dig pink eye. I like it. I do. Dibs gives us $5 to say, keep on rocking the shades, Jake. 2 holes plus shades are the way.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I just want to thank you all.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
2 holes plus shades are the way.
Yeah, we're vibing our way through Wednesday, baby. Let's go.
You guys are flipping amazing. Make sure you hit the like button. We've had about 2,500 views and only 130 likes. Let's get rolling. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Warren Boyd, I feel like George Kliavkoff is more the guy hired to transition company through bankruptcy.
Agreed.
I think that's a great analogy. I think that's a great analogy, and I think it's very true. Absolutely. I think that is exactly right. Mark 324, Plano High School greater than SMU. That's cold-blooded.
Plano.
Harry Austin, UTSA greater than SMU. Frank Harris, watch what he does this year in his 15th year at UTSA. Comment dump. Ron Loney, Montana Tech greater than Colorado School of Mines. Brad Turner, Shady 2 holes.
There you go. See, that's a good one.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. OG Gary, -1 people in Texas will watch Utah versus SMU. I agree. Oh, God. Calzone says UTEP greater than SMU. Rice greater than SMU. TSU greater than SMU. Aaron Wilson says LOL UTEP greater than SMU. You ain't wrong. Blake says Colorado Mines greater than SMU. When did we? Okay. SM who? Elaine Tran says. Southern Methodist University. SMU is treated like an afterthought compared to Baylor, TCU, Texas, and Tech. I would agree. I would agree. Good point. UTSA is no joke. They've become relevant over the last decade in football. They do a lot well there. Mark 324, McDonald's University greater than SMU. Now listen. Guys, when you build the chicken McNuggets, make sure the purple slime is covered up. Okay?
Now, guys, if you don't do that, we are going to fully automate our McDonald's location right next to SMU so that all the donors can come through and save their buck because they spent $70 million on the Pac-12.
You got to make the fries perfect. SMU has a huge collective. That's a lot of French fry money, bro.
I've been a rich man.
Don't charge them for extra barbecue sauce or ketchup packets. Just throw them in. It's a huge collective. I apologize. Montana. When Oregon and Washington go to the Big Ten and Colorado and Arizona go to the Big 12, the only option the Pac-6 has is to take all of the Mountain West.
The Pac-6?
The Pac-6, because they'll have 6 teams left. Is to take all the Mountain West Conference so they have enough games to get a media rights deal for $15 million.
Pac-10.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the Mountain West has a lot of value. I think Gloria Nevarez, one of the interesting things, Gloria Nevarez is the commissioner of the Mountain West. She's been on the show. Check the channel.
She's the one that piped San Diego State,
And I think she did the right thing. Gloria Nevarez is taking a lot of criticism for holding a hard line to San Diego State and saying, no, we will not give you more time. No, we will not give you a payment plan. No, we will not give you a discount. No, we will not give you your basketball rights.
Yeah.
You're going to pay the money on time or you're not going to get released from your grant of rights.
Boom. Out of here.
And I think that's exactly what she should have done.
Yes.
I don't think there's any reason to take it easy on somebody who's trying to game you.
Oh, that's right. They must have forgot. Yeah, they signed a contract. Guy signed a contract.
Nobody seems to care.
Stipulates what you have to do to get out of the conference, and then your cute little commissioner or your cute little president of San Diego State thought it would be a really good idea to send a letter that was done in a certain way that is stipulated in the very contract that you're trying to get out of to inform all the presidents that you're leaving. It's incredible.
Hero75 gives us $10 to close out the hour and say the real question is how many teams have to leave the PAC to the Big 12 before the Big 10 decides they have enough of a smokescreen to press a move on teams they want without taking any blame. I think one will have it.
Well, and I'm curious when conferences like the Big 10 stop caring about the press and stop caring about their reputation, because at some point that's going to change.
Yep, totally agree. All right. Hour number 1 in the books. Hour number 2 coming up. But first, make sure that you do not get through this holiday weekend without a Papa Murphy's calzone.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do calzones.
Papa Murphy's does calzones?
Oh, I think you mean I do the calzones.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, well, we do it with fresh ingredients and hand-shredded cheese tucked in a scratch-made dough.
That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
You don't forget the calzones.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza, the official pizza of the Monty Show. Make sure you download the Papa Murphy's mobile app. It's the easiest way to order Papa Murphy's. Use the promo code Monty25 at checkout to save 25% on your purchase of $25 or more. You can order at 6 a.m. and you can tell them you want to pick it up at 4:06. And at 4:06, it'll be ready to rock and roll on the pickup rack. In, out, boom, done. You can pick it up and cook it much more quickly than you can even get it in delivery. And the quality of the ingredients are all fresh. They're all chopped in-house. The cheese is fresh. The meats are fresh. The veggies are fresh. The dough is fresh. I'm telling you, hook it up. Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on The Monty Show, which is presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Was talking to somebody on Instagram DM last night. Their dad broke their ankle bone at work. Got hit by the tip of a forklift. I could not think of the word forklift. Got hit in the ankle by one of the lifts on a forklift. You know, the spear thing?
Yeah. The fork.
Yeah. Hit in the ankle, smashed the ankle bone.
I think that's HIPAA.
And the foreman on the job set was like, oh, we got the best insurance. You don't have to worry about anything.
You know.
She's like, man, I've got to get to the Advocates. I don't believe it. It's amazing. When people work at a company for 17 years and they have an ankle bone disintegrated in a moment, you can't rely on your workman's comp insurance.
Just think about that. Your ankle bone, bro.
Your ankle, your feet, you can't walk. Dude. When you get hurt at work, and I've heard stories about people having stuff dropped on them, pallets falling on people's feet. Like, when you get hurt at work, it's a big deal. That's impacting your income, your ability to provide for your family for however many years forward. Like, you need somebody who's seen it all, who's done it all, and knows the exact right moves to make to get you what you deserve. That is the Advocates. They are the workman's comp injuries at work experts, and you can chat with them online for free. You have nothing to lose. And listen, if you want to work with your company, that's great, but why wouldn't you talk to the injury experts at the Advocates? And if, hey, you're in the best spot and you don't want to work with the Advocates, they don't charge you unless and until they win your case. That's why you can chat with an attorney without paying a penny online right now, theadvocates.com. You can live chat with an attorney and say, hey, my dad got hit by a forklift today. And they're saying they're going to take care of him and they want him to sign this document. They want this person was telling me my dad got hit by a forklift, essentially shattered his ankle. I guess his foot was severely damaged. And they're like, yeah, just sign right here and we'll get you all taken care of.
Come on.
And he didn't sign the document, but that's the way that some companies operate. We're like, yeah, just sign right here. Let me get this right. My ankle is smashed. My foot's been completely damaged, and I'm supposed to read and sign a document in good mind? Come on now. Theadvocates.com. They will fight for you. I know we have a lot of comments. Thank you guys so much for all the donations. Let's see. Maury Alvarez. Jake, did the future Mrs. Jake hit you? We care about you. It'll be okay. Hashtag end domestic violence.
I'm a fucking unit.
No, I'm good. I mean, she did, but not like that.
She hit that. Okay. Larry Pilgrim, shocked you're not covering the Jim Williams tweet.
But what did it really even say?
Jim, hold on.
What did it say? I know what you're talking about, dude.
Jim Williams. Are you talking about the one where he spoke to a high-ranking administrator for one of the Pac-12 four-corner schools? And I'll clip it and put it up. Dude, do you know how many times we've reported this exact thing? Is this supposed to be news? And I don't know Jim personally. Again, I want to make this clear, with whether it's Canzano or anybody else. I don't know these dudes personally. We go out of our way. Especially after, we go out of our way to stay independent of people. So here, I think, is this the tweet you're talking about? I don't know. I do follow Jim on Twitter. Let me bang your comment down here. Spoke to a high-ranking administrator for one of the Pac-12, quote, four-corner schools. We remain optimistic that we will get a media deal that will keep the conference together. Having said that, we have spoken to the Big 12 Conference in exploratory due diligence conversations. Moving from one conference to another is no simple process, and to be frank, if we are considering changing membership for exposure reasons, then we need to see the numbers of the games we will be getting in linear in advance. It makes no sense to move if we're getting less exposure than BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, or UCF, and I'm not sure why he's tagging all these people. This is what I'm talking about. And again, I'm not taking a shot at Jim. I don't know Jim. Do you guys understand that this has all been widely reported for months and months and months? You get this, right? We've talked about, we have had these exact conversations on this show. What is new in that tweet? What is new in that tweet? What is breaking news in that tweet? What is, holy shit, you got to look at the Jim Williams tweet? Honest to God, and I'm trying to be objective about it. So just go ahead and explain to me what's breaking news in that tweet. Is there something new? What's new? What? And I just ask you, what's new in this tweet? What is different in this tweet? Nothing. There's nothing new. There's nothing. Do you know how many times we have had this exact, it must be half a dozen.
At least.
We told you when we talked to really tip-top sources at Utah. You guys, this is the problem. And again, I don't know Jim's motives for putting this tweet out. I don't know.
What bothers me is it's not naming a school. It's not naming it. There, you have to be. Nobody with sourcing stuff, no one's ever going to say, hey, buddy specifically told me this.
I talked to Steve Jones at Arizona, and here's what he told me.
No one's saying that. But you got to at least say something like, hey, like you said, high-ranking sources or...
And why are you tagging? Why are you tagging BYU and UCF and Houston and Cincinnati? And why are you tagging the Pac-12 and the Big 12? Because you're thirsty. You're looking.
Yeah. So, again... It's nothing against Jim. I just, respectfully, I've never seen someone be like, yeah, I spoke to a high-ranking administrator at one of the four corner schools. Okay, so you can't just say Utah, can't just say Colorado, can't say Arizona, can't say Arizona State, but you can say BYU, Cincinnati, That's where I have a problem. I would respect that tweet a lot more. And again, I'm not making it personal, but I'd respect the tweet a lot more if you said, hey, spoke to a high-ranking official at this school, and they said this. Then it'd be like, okay, cool.
I just don't understand, there is no... Larry says linear guarantee has not been discussed, to my knowledge, in the Big 12 because it's not a thing. There is no linear guarantee. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
So there's when you hear about this is the problem at San Diego State, and everybody ripped us for saying this last week. When Adela Della Torre, the president at San Diego State, says the pro rata we deserve. That's not a real fucking thing. There's no pro rata you deserve.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The pro rata you just. What do you mean? There's no such thing as the pro rata you deserve. A pro rata is a clause in a contract between a conference and a TV distribution platform. What do you mean the pro rata you deserve? What you're saying is you want a full share of revenue from the Pac-12, and why would they give it to you? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Two Masters says, now Monty does his anti-Big 12 Anon segment. I don't even know what Big 12 Anon is.
Yeah. Like,
and if
what do you
somebody
mean,
wants
dude?
to explain that term to me, I guess Two Master clearly knows everything. Like, hey, get after it, dude. You think you know everything? Explain it to me, because I don't get it. And he says, oh, God, Mr. Clickbait calls someone thirsty. You're on this show every day, Two Masters. Get the fuck out if you don't like it. If it's clickbait, why do you click on it? And why are you here for an hour, 2 hours every show? What are you doing here, dude? Like, the thing that drives me crazy is you don't even know you don't know. I have no idea what Big 12 Anon is. Like, I don't know you guys are so interested. Guys like you are so interested in supporting the Pac-12, and go support the Pac-12. Buddy in Portland has a radio show. Go listen to it. Go listen to it, man. Like, you're welcome to it, man. I don't even know what Big 12 Anon means. And by the way, if you're saying that we're clickbaiting, our job is to make you click on the show, and congratulations, it worked. Because you're here every day.
Yeah.
You're here every day.
Yeah, don't know if you know that. We can see that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Every day you're here.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Like, hey, I appreciate you being here and commenting and calling me Mr. Clickbaity. And hey, knock yourself out, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate the compliment, dude. I mean, we work hard.
Yeah, we do. And you click on it every day.
Excellent
Every day.
sir.
And Two Master says not every day. Okay, well then I don't want to see you again. Because it's such a terrible show and we're so clickbaity and we give you no substance, because that's what you're saying.
It's garbage.
It's just a headline to make people click. There's no substance. What are you doing here every day then? Oh, I'm sorry, not every day. That's what I thought. Semantics never wins. No, they don't. No, they don't. Monty, I click on your bait every time I see it. Thank you. So does your mom. Big Reed, good God, no one is giving Oregon a linear guarantee, much less Arizona State or Utah. Linear guarantees was said one time.
I love it, dude.
And this is the problem. And again, I don't know Jim Williams. I'm not attacking Jim Williams. So everybody running
You
and
said
saying,
Jim was an asshole.
oh my God, Jim, did you hear that Monty, the clickbaiter, said you're an asshole? Don't know Jim. Have no idea if he's an asshole or not. I'm guessing he's a perfectly nice guy.
I would guess so.
I would guess so. Yeah. I have no reason to think he's not.
Yeah.
But when you use the, if Jim watches our show, and I doubt that he does, but hey, whatever. If you're going to use a term like we will be getting on linear in advance, like the number of games we'll be getting on linear in advance, that doesn't exist. I don't know how to break it to you. That doesn't exist, because if they said, hey, Oregon, we're going to put you on 8 games on ESPN every year. What people don't understand is it's not up to the conference.
Yeah.
It's not up to the conference. It's up to the TV people. By the way, do you know what flex scheduling is? Do you know what flex scheduling is? When you suck, you're not going to be on TV. It's not up to the conference. So this linear guarantee is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not real. Man, it's fairy dust. Yes, thank you. It's the fairy dust.
It's not fucking real.
Right? Linear guarantees don't exist because the conference doesn't decide who gets on TV. They don't decide. The thing that people don't understand is they don't decide what tier 1 is. The TV network decides what Tier 1 is.
Thus, the Pac-12 doesn't have a media rights deal currently.
Go look at any TV schedule that's out right now. Notice all the TBAs. Kickoff TBA. You know why that is? Because, and just saying, if USC is 1-6, do you think that ESPN and ABC want them on in their prime time? And let's say Oregon's 7-0 and Utah is 7-0, but USC, who's 1-6, and Washington, who's 2-4, well, they're guaranteed 10 games a year. We got to put them on.
No.
No, they don't. The TV network sets the game.
Yeah, that's why, again, not making it personal. That's why I have trouble with this tweet.
This linear game, what games we'll be getting on linear in advance is not true.
So there's only one of two things that can be taking place here. A, and I don't think this is taking place. Jim's just making it up. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
B,
doesn't Jim write for Forbes or something?
Again, it's not an issue with Jim. I don't think Jim's making it up. I don't think Jim is I just don't think that's what's happening. What I think is happening is that
he writes for Forbes and Zanger.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is clearly credible on some level. The problem is this source from one of the four corner schools, which I also have an issue with, is giving you a bunch of crap because that's not how it works. Again, I think your example of the pro rata at San Diego State is a perfect analogy to the idea of, hey, this person, this source said this, but that's not actually how it works. Yeah. So that's the problem.
Kelsey Hamer, a new member. Oh, I probably surprised Jake. Hey, Jake, whip it out. Hey, Kelsey, let's go.
Let's go. Appreciate
Kelsey,
you.
appreciate you. Thanks so much for becoming a member of the show. It really helps the channel grow. Monty owes a ribeye. Monty is in a ranting mood this week.
Yeah, I mean, you know the difference is we don't have to care as much.
You know what the funny thing is?
Tiring.
I'm done with this topic. I'm so done with this topic. I'm done with this topic, man. NBA free agency is next week. I'm ready to move on. I just want them to announce the TV deal.
Yeah.
So that Two Masters doesn't have to come and clickbait on our show every day. I feel so bad for him that we just dupe and lie to him every day.
My fucking ass.
And yet he comes back every day. Or not, he said
not
every day.
It's not every day. Don't be
you
offensive.
stop slandering him.
Don't be an asshole.
It's not every day. He's
Don't
here
be an asshole.
6 days out of 5.
You
not every day.
donkey.
6 days out of 5. You guys do a show 5 days. I'm here 6.
And you're gonna apologize to him? That's some slander.
I will be honest with you. I'm worn out on it. I'm fucking worn out. It's stuff like this linear guarantee, bro. It's like homie up or what's it? Buddy up in Portland. Buddy up in Portland saying on the Pac-12 podcast yesterday, oh, wow, these people, they're just, they get told. So Buddy up in Portland goes on this rant about how there's all these consulting firms that, the Big 12 hires and they just brainwash these media members.
Right.
And then he turns around and, is forgetting that he tweeted that the grant of rights is done and then got his balls crushed over it by President Robbins at Arizona. That's what this is. This is somebody telling Jim Williams, hey, we want to get a linear guarantee or we're not going.
Then I guess you're not going because that doesn't exist.
I've worked in sports television and radio for 30 plus years. I know how the networks schedule games. I'm guessing Jim maybe does not. Maybe Jim doesn't understand the TV, whatever it is. There's no such thing as linear. You've heard that one other time from a guy that I'm not going to crush because I don't like talking about other media members. But it was instantly debunked.
Yeah.
Instantly debunked.
Yeah.
Because it's not real. If you go to somebody, I've explained it anyway. It's really funny to me. It is really funny to me. Drew Money. Monty's a master clickbaiter.
That's right.
I am.
Yes.
I am. Jaron Eccles, when one Duck season leaves, another one fills the void. Seriously.
That is an excellent point, Eccles.
Yes, it is.
Seriously. By the way, nice default picture, bro.
Yeah. What? The Cubs were doing so well, and now we just can't hit.
Suckmyass.com.
We were all going through batting practice the other night, and we just can't hit anymore. Cubs were raking, and now it is like they're up there with a wiffle ball bat trying to hit major league pitching.
Yeah.
And anyway, Kyle J, what's up? We're all burnt out on it. Let's talk NBA instead, seriously. Cam Harrison. Cam, what's up, my guy?
What's up, brother?
Nice shades, Jake. Good afternoon, guys.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Montana. ESPN will pay more for Mountain West Conference that adds Utah, Washington State, Oregon State, ASU than PAC 6 plus San Diego State and SMU.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a little out there.
I mean, the Mountain West is currently at $4.1 million per school, I think it is. Let's call it $4 million.
Yeah, it's about $4 million.
Yeah. I don't see them getting $25 million a school.
Yeah, they're just not that size. That's not
I don't see that. Larry Pilgrim, when NBA talk starts, viewership drops in half. Well, could be. Could absolutely be. Salty Drunk in Australia, good to see you. Where's you see, and now you changed your picture to a can of 4X gold.
So that's how it's going to be.
That's just not very nice, sir. There's a price to pay on this program if you come in here trolling. Oh, there is. There is. Truck Stop Gumby, I'm waiting for the Baby Yoda talk. Please don't bring it up. Please don't bring it up. Please. Kurt Peters, this PAC combo has gone on for so long, it'll all pee and no bottle at this point.
See, Kurt, bro, I love you, man. Thank you. Thank you for bringing some levity to the situation.
I had forgot the peeing in a bottle under the bed conversation.
That's incredible, dude.
I had forgotten that. Carlos. So Vladimir Putin is telling the media not to give the Pac-12 a deal. Exactly. We've tried for whatever today, 3 days to talk about that whole thing, and we just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah, the Putinomics.
Cougar Track says hello, folks. Hello, Court McMullen, masturbator.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I'm married. What do you want? Bryce Martin, Monty the masturbator. Thank you.
Yeah,
now it's taken
everyone's
off.
caught on now.
Angels are better than the Cubs. How sad is that, Jeff? Geoff. Hey, how are you?
Geoff.
How are you doing? I hope you're feeling better. And Shohei Ohtani, if you guys have not, if you have not watched Shohei Ohtani this year, he's the best baseball player I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of really good players. I saw Sean Dunston play short for the Chicago Cubs. He was only average.
Mid, please.
Jody Davis for the Cubs. Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player I've ever seen. And if you are not going out of your way to watch him pitch and hit, because he's a pitcher and he's the best pitcher in the American League, arguably, right now. And he is by far the best offensive player in baseball.
Yeah.
And it's never been done before. We'll never see it. We'll never see it again. Immaculate. The only guaranteed game the Big Ten to make it on the network is Ohio State versus Michigan. No matter how either team is doing, if Penn State can't get any guarantees, then neither can Arizona.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I do get fired up about it because it wears me out when people are like, oh my God. There's no oh my God about it. There's no oh my God about it. And maybe it's the untrained eye. Right?
Oh, the untrained eye. Okay.
But
that's the untrained eye.
When I look at something, and we do this all the time. Like, there are a ton of Twitter is a wasteland. It's why I'm not on Twitter a lot. But when you see breaking news, and usually in the Pac-12 story, and you look at it, you're like, okay, he's full of shit. Like, you can, because the language, like, it's just so clear. There's no such thing as a linear guarantee.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. And if somebody in the Pac-12 is actually asking for it, that's really sad that somebody would say that.
Yeah.
To a member of the media to say that, and then for that member of the media not to go and fact check that, that's the issue I would have with Jim Williams. For a guy who writes for Forbes to tweet that without going and fact checking it. Remember earlier in the show, I was saying this job is not easy. Like, when we talk to somebody and they're like, hey, here's what's happening. Here are the facts. We don't take that as, oh yeah, those are the facts. We go and run that down and confirm it, and
4 or 5 times if we can.
Right? Like, you can't just take what people tell you at face value anymore. The world doesn't work like that. Jaron Eccles, it's okay. We're just pretending to suck, then come out of nowhere to win the World Series, baby.
That's right.
like we did to the Cleveland Indians all those years ago now. It feels like 20 years ago. Remember when Chris Bryant was a Cub and a third baseman? John Woodworth, NHL draft today, just saying, go Hawks. Connor Bedard, let's go, baby. Brandon Unruh, OU actually does have a bunch of alumni in Dallas. Bet there are more alumni there than at SMU. I don't disagree with that. Truck Stop Gumby, comment of the day. Okay. I don't disagree with that. LV Seminole, what happened to the Hall of Fame media guy or the one that said all the presidents have to sign NDAs? They were fun.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. Hall of Famer in the comment section. I remember, buddy.
But that's a guy who used to tell us this. I can't remember the name of his. He has a podcast. I can't remember what it is, but he used to come on the show all the time and be like, you guys are liars. You don't know what you're talking about. And then, like, we broke a story that NBC was negotiating with the Pac-12. And we said, hey, it's primarily for USA Network. And, we talked about the Peacock and streaming. And then the entire national media ran with it. And we had it by, I think, 33 days or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
It was an enormous win for us. And he comes in, he's like, oh, you guys don't even know what you're talking about. You're liars. Like, you stole that. And it's like, okay. And then I can't remember. Like, the Amazon one was another one where we had it. We're like, hey, Amazon's out on the Pac-12. And then the New York Post, Andrew Marchand reported, hey, Amazon's out on the Pac-12.
Just saying.
And it's like, okay. And he used to come in here every day and try to like ball bust. It was amazing. Mark 324 says, sorry, Monty, that you weren't selected as the new host of Wheel of Fortune.
Well,
and the problem is that I would not agree to marry Vanna. Vanna is desperate for me, no, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Not all of us can be Ryan Seacrest.
And donuts. How the heck are you, my friend? I believe Boise State gets $7 million. Yes, it's they get an unequal share of revenue.
Yeah.
Negotiated several years back, which may contribute San Diego State wanting out. Well, they may want out, but the problem is that they're going to have to pay to get out.
Yeah, it's not what you want. It's about what's on paper.
Lamont Tucker. What's up, Lamont? Good to see you. Stop defending and explaining yourselves. You guys have been dead on the Pac-12 stuff from day one. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Appreciate that, bro.
Thanks. Good to see you, Lamont. Salty Drunk. I love the way the comments just savage the trollers, too. And it's inevitable.
It is kind of funny to watch.
It is.
Yeah.
Jaron says Shohei Ohtani's pretty much Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
In an Angels uniform.
In
Seriously.
God's name, image, and likeness.
It's incredible. Geoff says, what Ohtani did last night hasn't been done in 60 years. 10 Ks and 2 home runs. It's amazing.
Stud.
It's amazing.
Geoff, how's the back, bro?
Yeah, Geoff, how are you physically feeling?
Spinal.
Bryce Martin, I'm married. What do you expect? Such a true statement. My wife is amazing. She's awesome. I have no complaints about anything in my marriage. The Big Lubbock says, no. Stay on topic. I don't know what I will do when alignment is over.
No.
I just want it to be over. Immaculate. Shawan Dunston was mediocre. How dare you?
Shawan.
Only one shortstop better than him ever. That guy from St. Louis, Ozzy. Sean Dunston and I have spent a lot of time together.
How dare you?
I kid you not. He used to be on Bruce Bochy's staff in San Francisco. And so back in the day when I worked at the great KMBR 680, the sports leader. What's the matter?
They found bodies in the Titanic wreckage.
Oh, no. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
They found bodies.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, bro.
We're going to have to talk about that. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Sean Dunston and I used to sit in the Giants dugout and quite literally talk about Chicago.
Yeah.
And he, one of the first plays I ever remember was Sean Dunston. I was at Wrigley Field. Sean Dunston made a play over his shoulder. And Sean Dunston, for those who don't know, was a Cubs shortstop back in the 80s and had a rifle for an arm. Made this play over his shoulder, behind short, turned around and threw and doubled off Eric Davis from the Cincinnati Reds. I believe it was.
Yeah.
Sean and I sat there and had a long conversation about it. He recalled it. He's just a really good dude. He is a really good dude. Big Daddy Magic. Breaking news, Victor's the way.
Victor's the way.
I like it. Cougar Tracks, Saturday's coming. It's been a long wait. Yeah, it's over. July 1st is coming Saturday. The Big 12 expands. Parkman for the win. Do you know? Oh, please tell me you know where Jack Parkman's from.
No.
Major League. Court McMullen, the last person to be great at pitching and hitting, but the Babe pitched for Boston and didn't really start hitting until he got to New York.
Yeah, so I think that's the only other question left of Ohtani, is he plays on a team that plays meaningless baseball.
Yes.
And so I think a lot of people, and I'm not one of these people, by the way, but I think a lot of people would tell you, hey, put Buddy in a Yankee uniform. Put him in a, put him in a Red Sox uniform, right? Put him in a uni that's going to be a World Series contender.
Yes.
And let's see if dude can hit in clutch situations. Let's see if he can pitch in clutch situations. I have no reason to believe the guy can't do it in the biggest moment because he just seems so comfortable, so dialed that I just, like, if you put dude in Yankee Stadium, he's going to hit 60 home runs. Like, he's going to. There's just no doubt about it. And that's why, if I'm the Yankees,
This is why.
I'm going after it. By the way, dude is
WHUI.
probably going to be the best baseball player we've ever seen when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think that's exactly true. He will be the best player when it's all said and done. Cowboy Country, how the heck are you? If I were ESPN and Fox, I would do a short-term deal with the Pac-12 and have incentives. The teams that make the new football playoff get a bonus. The Pac-12 gets more money if more teams make the basketball tourney.
Well,
I just don't know where they will put it. In all seriousness, if you think about the inventory that Fox has with the Big Ten, because, by the way, who owns Big Ten Network?
Mm-hmm.
Fox. They have the early windows for that. They have Big 12. Like, they have a lot of commitments. ESPN getting the SEC, having the Big 12, having the majority of the Big 12 football contract.
Yeah.
Like, they have later time windows now with BYU. Like, I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. And I'd also remind you, ESPN also has Major League Baseball, the NHL, and the NBA. And all of that conflicts with college football. Oh, by the way, they also have this little thing called the NFL. So you have all of the shoulder programming that belongs to the NFL in the NFL contract. And I don't know how many people realize this at ESPN. There is language in the NFL contract that says they will put a certain number of talking head shows and related NFL exclusive content on the networks. So they have to do NFL Live every single day. You only have so much Saturday time.
Yeah.
You only have so much. And if you think about the other thing that I think you have to remember now is that Pat McAfee changes the landscape at ESPN because the Pat McAfee show is going to ESPN, I want to say, is he on ESPNU as well? I don't remember. ESPN, ESPN.com, ESPN Plus, and ESPN YouTube. Pat's going to be on all those. So the reason I say that is because he's also on College Game Day. And there's a real good chance, I think, WWE winds up in some form or fashion partnering with ESPN, ABC properties.
Weekdays on ESPN, ESPN's YouTube channel, the app, and ESPN Plus. And he, like you just said, will be on Game Day.
And he has a WWE broadcast agreement.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, where are you going to fit all this shit? That's the issue, is you have all of this inventory and college basketball and the NBA and like, you only have so much room. So one of the reasons, and I've detailed this on the show, one of the reasons ESPN is not willing to fight with Amazon or fight with Apple TV is because they just don't need the programming. Because the other show that does exceptionally well for them is College Game Day Wrap-Up, right? Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt is a big deal for them. So even if you're doing a Friday night Pac-12 game of the week, you're going to bump Sports Center on a Friday night? I don't think you want to do that. Are you going to push College Game Day Final? You're going to push that back later? Why would you do that? That doesn't make a lot of sense that you would push College Game Day Final back further and further, because what you have to remember is those shows do exceptionally well. I mean, exceptionally well for ESPN, because all it is, what is College Game Day Final? It's just a highlight show. So all it is cold beers and cheeseburgers in Scottsdale, Arizona, on their TVs on the street side where everybody's standing outside drinking beer on their patio. What do you have? Well, what you really have is a bunch of dudes watching football, drinking beer.
Facts.
And they're going to drink more beer, and it's been studied. They drink more beer when highlights are on the TVs. It's not rocket science, kids.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is ESPN just doesn't need it. ABC doesn't want it late night on a Saturday night. They're already going to have a primetime SEC game in the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
That will lead them into late local news, that will lead them into College Game Day Final. And most likely, they're going to be going up against USC or UCLA, and probably at some point Oregon and Washington in a late window. ESPN's going to, they don't need that.
Yeah.
They don't need that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I just think it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you really break it down and do the math, and what they need at ESPN is probably not a whole lot of Pac-12 sports.
Well, and I think what's really interesting, like about the Pat McAfee side of that, is it's contracted between Pat and ESPN that he's only guaranteeing 230 shows a year, right? So it's not like he's going to be on every single day of every single week. And when you start looking at, again, how many hours,
That's right.
how many hours there are in a week, I believe the number is 168. Yeah, 168 hours a week that you have of programmable time slots at any, because that's how many hours there are in a week, obviously, 24 hours a day times 7. So you look at that and you say, okay, well, if football games typically take 3 to 4 hours with commercials and everything, that number is going to get chopped down pretty heavily. And so inventory space is going to go down.
That's right.
So if you're going to be at ESPN, again, and this is what ESPN wants, if you're going to be here, you got to be relevant to every single fan. And the Pac-12 is not, for the most part.
That's a great point. You have to be relevant
Yeah.
to every single fan.
Yeah.
And the challenge in that, is Gary Godoroff, Monty and Jake, greater than SMU. I believe we have a bigger fan base. Thank you.
Facts.
Cold-blooded. Drew Money. Ohtani is who people think Wemby is for basketball.
I agree with that, sir.
By the way, he's 7'3.5". He's a half-inch taller than they thought he was.
Neat. He'll hit the IR 1 week earlier.
Mike Smith. Hello, Mike Smith. Pac-10 was given an offer and passed. Ooh.
It's true.
That's a powerful start.
Hey, that's true, bro.
Then they were advised to merge with the Big 12 and passed. Now they are getting passed on instead of passing on others.
Pac-10.
We talk about this in our personal lives a lot.
Yeah.
It's never what you meant to do. It's only what you did do, right? And at some point, you can go on and on and on doing what you want to do. But there's going to come a point in your personal life and in business where you have to do what you have to do.
Facts.
Instead of doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think the Pac-12 completely forgot that is how the world works. Unless you are the behemoth, unless you're the Big Ten making $100 million a year, unless you're the SEC, you don't get to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
When you're the Big 12, you're doing what you want to do because you're making way more money than you were a year ago. So you get to do Rucker Park, and you get to do Mexico, and you get to add 4 members on Saturday. The Pac-12 has been so busy digging out of the Larry Scott hole, which is why I think the comment earlier, to team with this from Mike Smith, the comment earlier that George Kliavkoff is he's been, I don't remember exactly what it said, but he's essentially been a caretaker who's just trying to get caught up. Like, I don't know if George Kliavkoff's a good commissioner because I think he's been chasing his tail the entire time.
Yes and no. I think that's kind of a cop-out. I think the guy was given a task, and that is to lead the conference to greener pastures, and that hasn't happened. You know, and I do agree that, I can't remember who made that comment earlier about him being the guy you hire to get you through bankruptcy. I don't even disagree with that, but that's not what we're talking about.
No.
It doesn't matter who he should have been or why you should have hired him or what his highest and best use is. You hired the guy as your commissioner in a time when you needed an operator, and you chose the wrong guy. And again, that's not personal with George. Like, yeah, is he spending a lot of his time digging out of Larry Scott's issues? Yeah, he is. But that was the task. Whoever you hired was going to do that. So again, I'm okay with the people who want to say this isn't about George, this is about the presidents. Absolutely, I agree with that. The presidents in this conference hold ultimate responsibility. You hired a guy in Larry Scott who absolutely piped you financially.
That's right.
Then you hired another guy in George Kliavkoff who was an under-the-radar hire by his own words, somebody who was not a huge name, somebody that did not rock the boat in a positive direction when you announced the hire. And now you're surprised that you're getting passed up by the Big 12 and, frankly, getting passed up repeatedly by the Big 10, or maybe not passed up, but that gap is widening.
Oh, the gap is widening.
I'm just not surprised.
Yep, I totally agree. But I am surprised that you guys have not gotten to buckedup.com and taken advantage of the absolute best energy products in the business, including their buckshot, which I tell you every single day powers us through the show. Their buckshot that you see on the screen right there, the green one, that's my favorite. It's called Watermelon, but there's really not a bad one there. And the beautiful part about it is, they want to send you 6 free buckshots to your door. They want to send you a sampler pack of their brand new, recently released Buck Bars, which use whey protein isolate. They use dates for sweeteners so that you don't get those huge sugar spikes and crashes, right? What you get is reliable energy and nutrition because you get quality nutrients. You get ultimate guilt-free indulgence because they taste great, and I hate protein bars. I've told you that for weeks and weeks now. The Buck Bar is the one bar that I can easily eat, and I enjoy it. It tastes good, and, dude, it just keeps me full.
Yeah.
It keeps me full, and you know that I've really worked to lose weight, and one of the things that I've done really well is I don't eat dinner most nights. Instead, I replace that dinner with a Buck Bar, and I am not hungry. And, again, I said it earlier, I ate a Buck Bar yesterday night, somewhere 7 or 8 o'clock. We watched Emergency. Do you guys remember the show Emergency from the 70s? My God. My God. It is Roy DeSoto, Johnny Gage. Like, Emergency is Nurse Dix. It's amazing.
Wait. I thought you just said Nurse Dix.
Oh, yeah. The TV show Emergency from the 70s was my idol. I idolized those guys when I was a kid. Born in 1973. I loved that show. Popped a Buck Bar, watched Emergency, got up this morning at 5:45, went to the driving range, worked on my driver and my 3-wood. The PXG Gen 6s are flying off the tee.
Dude, I have to agree that the 3-wood and the 4-wood are absolutely incredible.
And got home at 10 o'clock and had my high-fiber buck-coring cereal, and I wasn't hungry until like 10 o'clock because I had a Buck Bar last night. And I'm telling you, it just works. Get them free in the description below. Make sure you get to buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty to get 20% off at purchase. Ruff's official is in. What's up with the sunglasses indoors?
Well,
have we come up with a consensus yet, Jake? Because first it was you farted on your pillow.
Yeah.
Then it was your girlfriend farted on your pillow, and now you have pink eye.
Well, no, it was that my girlfriend had hit me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
His girlfriend she meant to toss a baseball and she hit him with a frying pan.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have happened to anybody. There is no reason to wear something.
Ruffs, here's the thing.
We have them sitting around.
Dude, my guy. Bro,
we're having fun.
It's one of these things called having fun. I know that's kind of a foreign concept for you, and that's okay.
Your sticky fingers.
But we were just having some fun on the program, and that's okay. And Ruffs, I appreciate you asking. You're a little late to the question because we got asked that like 40 times earlier in the show, but it's okay.
Concept you and your sticky fingers probably find hard to grasp.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
What do we got going on there?
Hey, Gary sending me posts from the Ute message boards about Fantasyland. Dahmer Wop. It says, Monty had one of those emergency fire hats. Loved that show. I did. Dude, you think I'm joking? I had the Tonka fire truck that I took red paint and painted it red again.
Tonka was iconic.
You guys remember Tonka
Dude.
trucks? Oh. I had one of those fire hats. Absolutely loved it. I loved Emergency. Loved it. It was one of my favorite shows. That and Dukes of Hazzard.
More than Miami Vice?
Well, Miami Vice was in the 80s. So I was more of a young upcoming adult.
Okay, so Emergency was like kid.
Yeah,
show.
Miami Vice was the times where you're like grinding on the hose behind the bleachers.
Excuse me.
You know.
Grinding on the hose
I
behind
will
the
say
bleachers.
Miami Vice made me want to wear Z Cavaricis.
Well.
I loved Miami Vice. Loved. OG Gary says Jake should call the Advocate since his girlfriend hit him.
Yeah, she ain't hit me in no negative way, man. You know what I'm saying?
Calzone says, tomorrow I want to see some festive hats.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Friday we're going to do a morning show,
Yeah.
9 to noon.
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. to noon on Friday.
Yep.
Because we have quite the project this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get that underway. And we got so much crap last week. We took one day off and people were like, oh my God, how dare you? Pac-12 burns.
Everybody is outraged.
I can't remember what day. Was it Thursday or Friday or something?
I think it was Thursday.
I
but
can't
I can't remember.
People are like, I can't believe we didn't have
You're out of
any.
your freaking mind.
The internet was out in our studio. We had no choice. Internet was, which is not shocking in our studio. But we couldn't do a show. And people are like, I can't believe it. Pac-12 burns. Come on, man. OG Gary says it may look like night outside, but Jake wears his stunner glasses inside.
That's
Stunner.
right. That's right.
Stunner glasses.
See what I'm working over here?
Stunner.
I got the energy today.
The stunner.
Yeah.
Cougar Tracks. Jake is the man.
Thank you.
Nate Davis. Can we talk about the NBA now? 14 minutes, Nate. 14 minutes. Jake, you look like it. Jake, you like it a little rough, eh?
Did
LOL.
you just call me Trevor Bauer, bro? Like, come on, bro. I
Stop.
don't need that
By
kind
the
of
way,
energy, bro.
Did you guys hear Trevor Bauer settled his case out of court with The Athletic and the reporter for The Athletic?
Uh-huh.
He sued The Athletic and the reporter, and today they settled out of court. And then retracted tweets and retracted the story. So,
Owned.
There you go. Katie Rader, pew pew. Baba Black Sheep. Okay. Salty Drunk, it would be great to have a theme program from time to time. Well, if we had any kind of like foreign beers. Jake, can you think of a foreign beer?
I'm in. It's really tough. I mean, the problem is I don't get the chance to drink them often because, the suppliers, the distributors don't, stay good to their word and send us the package. The package.
People didn't welch on their bet. Maybe we could. Jeremy Calzone, oh my God, Z Cavarici, right? Right? Yes. Cowboy hats, Bryce Martin said. I have a huge hat. I wear a size 8 hat.
Yeah.
Brass Bulls. 9 a.m. Mountain, yes, sir.
Yes,
9 a.m.
sir.
Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Carlos says, emergency, Adam 12, Beretta, and Kojak. Adam 12, see, the difference is emergency's an hour. Adam 12 is 30 minutes of awesomely awkward cop show. And I still love it. Domer Wop, Dukes of Hazzard, Roscoe P. Coltrane. I'm going to get them Dukes. Love that show. Truck Stop Gumby says 9 a.m. Arizona time. Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Yes, 9 a.m. Mountain Bowls. Mike Smith, I remember spending $100+ on a pair of Z calves, and that was in '88, right?
Probably like $1,000 now.
Dude, you know how many lawns I cut in Lincolnshire, Illinois to try and get a pair of those, and my mom would not let me do it. Woman hated me. Cougar Tracks, you could have still called.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Lopes fan Gabe, Jake on that reverse Trevor Bauer kink. Let your freak flag fly, Jakey Two Holes.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Damn.
Oh, Carlos, the 70s, man, we had the best shows, music, athletics. Yes, we did.
Yeah, times were better then, bro.
9 a.m. Pacific time in Utah. Exactly right.
Yeah, dude.
Jeff, is Arizona in Mountain or Pacific? Exactly. Exactly.
One of the most iconic arguments the comment section's ever had.
I'm telling you
dude.
right now. They're in Pacific time. No, they're okay. I mean, Like, there were almost death blows. Raider Mark, Mountain Time in Arizona. Don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Connor Johnson, go Beavs. Apple, Amazon, ESPN, Ion. Max, TNT, ESPN for 32. Better deal. Who says no?
Right.
Who says no?
Right.
Gregory Krug. Did Jake get pink eye from the brown eye?
Bro, that's cold-blooded, dog. Damn.
My guy. Raider Mark, or is it Pacific in Arizona? Yeah. Carlos, Hogan's Heroes. Yes. Giggity. Foreign beers such as Tecate. No, we were more meaning 4X Gold.
I know, reset.
Salty Drunk still owes us.
It's been years, dude.
10 cases of 4X Gold. You know. Ford off. Okay. You've been drinking a 4X Gold. Domer Wop, Jake is testing a glass eye.
That's right. That's right.
Katie Raider, pew pew. Jakey Two Holes likes the shocker hand signal. Shaka bra. By the way, we finalized our Thanksgiving trip to Hawaii.
It's not Hawaii. It's
Hawaii. We're going to Honolulu for Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, dude.
Penthouse.
And no, we're not doing shows while we're there, so don't even ask.
No, we're not.
We're taking vacation for once in our life.
What's vacation?
Yeah, seriously.
I am not doing shows this weekend. At Friday, we'll do a show, and then we won't do a show until the 5th. I'm off playing golf. We finalized our Thanksgiving trip to Hawaii. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. We are staying on Oahu, and we're getting golf. We're planning to play 3 rounds of golf that week. I'm hoping to slip it in for a 4th.
Yeah, whoa. It's a family program, sir.
Domer Wop, Jake is testing a glass eye. Ruff's official. Today's theme is too cool for shades.
There you go. See?
Okay. I'm telling you, and I call these the douche goggles.
Yeah, what do we think of these?
These are the NFL Oakleys.
Do you guys like these? I like these a lot, dude. I think they're a vibe.
First of all, the lens is undefeated.
Yeah.
The lens is...
But the comfort, though. The comfort is where it's at.
Well, because they don't weigh anything.
Yeah.
They weigh nothing, but they're like the Pro Bowl. They released them at the Pro Bowl, and Von Miller wore them, and...
Yeah.
They're amazing. I would own 10 pairs of these if I had any money.
Yeah.
It would be... if I had Kliavkoff money, I would own like 10 pairs of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely really good, dude.
Back to the envelope calculations.
OG Gary, foreign beer, Kingfisher, Taj Mahal, and Kirin.
I've heard decent things about Taj Mahal, actually.
Come on, man. Give me the Modelo. Let's go. Giggity. So does that put us at 9 a.m. Arizona time? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, dude.
Cougar Tracks. Cougar Tracks says Dragnet. Yes. Monty owes a ribeye. Speaking of unpaid bets, any news on the ribeye? Teddy's busier than I am.
Bro, is Buddy in the chat today? Is Jet here?
I haven't seen him yet. Delaric, I loved watching reruns of Dragnet growing up. Bauer outage is in full effect. He's 6-2 with a 2.39 ERA.
Is that not one of the most badass nicknames, though? Bauer outage. That is slick, dude.
It's just, it's just too bad he's a POS. It is. Let's see. Bryce Martin, what time will the show be on if I'm in Arizona? 2 a.m.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
2 a.m. Steven Smith said, I made a super chat. I know.
Oh, okay.
Did I miss it? I must have. Okay. But aren't these the same presidents that supported Larry Scott when he became commissioner over 13 years ago and believed that he would make them play?
Thank you.
Take them play? Yeah.
Yes.
He is, and the guy you're talking about is Michael Crow at Arizona. Michael Crow at Arizona is arguably the largest Larry Scott troublemaker in the history of the Pac-12.
What an idiot!
Michael Crow is the reason he survived so long.
Oh, what a loser!
Steven, you are exactly right. And I apologize, I missed your super chat. Big 12 fans will never forget the, quote, alliance that omitted the Big 12 and bit the Pac-12 in the ass. Karma. Utes embraced the rivalry and kicked BYU's ass. Utah has owned BYU
repeatedly.
For the most part. I want the best for Utah, man. And fans aside, I want the best for them. I really do. Let's see. John says, we are 100 miles from Chicago, have a full tank of gas, half a pack of smokes. It's night, and we're wearing sunglasses. Do you know where that's from, Jake?
Blues Brothers.
Thank you. DF Aust, Coach Fish comments almost make a person wonder if they have a preference for a different conference. Yeah, did you guys...
the nomenclature is certain affinities, please.
Yeah, certain affinities, please. Use the proper nomenclature. Arizona football coach Jed Fish was on Buddy's podcast.
Up next with Adam Brenneman, I think it is.
Some guy.
Yeah, I'd have to pull it back up.
Yeah, some jag. Just the guy, Jag. And he was asked about Arizona's position. And the funny thing is, the way the question was asked, and we clipped it, but the way the question was asked is, hey, I know you can't answer this, but I have to ask. Hey, tell me about Arizona in real life.
Arizona's going to have a place to go. And that's what I tell our recruits.
Be all right.
That's what I tell our donors. That's what I tell our families of current personnel. We have a great brand. And we have a great basketball program, we have a great softball program, a great baseball program, and I believe we have the opportunity to have an incredible football program. Yeah. We're fine.
Yeah.
Where we play our road games, we'll wait and see for our president. But we are locked in and loaded for this season, and we're going to try to just be where our feet are, which is right now in the Pac-10. Pac-10. Pac-10.
First of all, Jed, that's what you're telling recruits? So he's telling recruits, yeah, I don't know where we're going, but trust me, kids, we're going to be fine.
Pac-10.
This is UConn telling people they're going to the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Because UConn, I don't know if you guys saw that. UConn is allegedly telling recruits that they're going to the Big 12. So...
yeah,
I know. And again, if you're just hopping on the show, Jed Fish, the football coach at Arizona, is saying, yeah, we're telling recruits we don't know where we're going to be, but yeah, we're going to be somewhere. Well, and then he said, yeah, this year we know our feet are on the ground in the Pac-10. But,
Pac-10.
where we play our road games in the future, that's up to our president. Nah, nobody's leaving.
Pac-10.
Nobody's leaving.
No.
And the best part of this is it just goes right along with Arizona Athletic Director Dave Hickey. Remember this butte from Dave Hickey, where the Heekster was saying, I'm not sure how to say it, but we're faced with a new and ever-changing conference alignment. We'd like to be with the Pac-12 and continue the great tradition of the conference, but if not, there will be a new landscape and a new opportunity for the University of Arizona, which only goes to play into President Robbins talking about, a certain affinity for the power basketball brand of the Big 12. And, hey, I just need to hear what the Pac-12 numbers are, and then I can make a decision.
Pac-10.
Yeah, sounds like you guys really support that conference
really
there.
Desperate to stay in the Pac-10.
Woo, man, I mean, wow.
Pac-10.
I mean, I don't know how you'll ever, make this decision. Wow, maybe you need to eat some marinara meatballs.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Papa Murphy's, that's meatballs?
Oh, I think you mean I do the meatballs and marinara?
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, well, we do it with savory ground beef
Covered in tangy marinara. That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
And don't forget the meatballs.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza, the official pizza of the Monty Show. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase at $25 or more. By the way, have we ever figured out what the pervasive opinion is here about pineapple on pizza? Right? I think we did.
Pineapple on pizza guy.
Yeah,
for
pineapple
sure.
on pizza is amazing.
Yeah.
I know, and a lot of people, obviously, most Americans understand that, Vladdy doesn't like pineapple, so we, Anyway, order your Papa Murphy's pizza through the Papa Murphy's mobile app. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. What's up, Jackson Graham? Good to see you. What's up, LV Seminole? Pineapple does not belong on pizza any more than olives do. Stop.
Dude.
See?
Jackass.
Why do you come in here? Seminole, why are you a problem?
Yeah.
Why do you come in here and you say inflammatory things like that? Yeah, do you think you could just come in here and say whatever you want?
You know.
I mean, you can. And it's kind of a free country and stuff. Pineapple on pizza is okay, but pepperoni is gross.
Yes, dude. Yes, it is, bro.
Yes.
It absolutely is, man.
Yes.
Because it's garbage.
Yes. Yes, it is. Mike Smith. Rumors that GK has been seen in Birmingham. Rumors are he was talking with Black Betty about possible expansion. Okay. That's cool. Cool, man. Salty Drunk, do you think numbers on the show decline due to moving away from football, or is it closer to dinner for people? Oh, I don't know. I think it's...
I think it ebbs and flows. I mean, if you want an honest answer, yeah, I think there are hundreds of thousands. I know for a fact, based on analytics that were provided, that there are hundreds of thousands of people that are thirsty for college football talk. And I think that the NBA is not football. And so just because of that, people are less interested. Now, that's not any shade to the NBA, because I love the NBA. Yeah. I love talking Jazz, love talking OKC, love the conversation yesterday and the one we're about to have. But the reality of the situation is here in the States, football is king, and that's just the beginning and the end, unfortunately.
Yep, all of our NBA talk on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at TryDayTrading.com. Try Day Trading. Go there right now. Sign up for your $10 30-day trial membership. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. And you guys changed your life. I get it. I think I probably talk to 3-4 people a week who tell me how much they hate their jobs and they really want Tri-Day Trading to be legit. And Tri-Day Trading is legit. And again, I tell you every day, as I do this spot, I check my stocks and I check the money that I make every day in my retirement. And that's what I use the stock market for. I use it as a retirement because I think that's what I need in my life. And it's a utility. It absolutely is. And by the way, Amazon at $129. I love it. How about my guys at GE up $25 today? Let's go. Yes! 107.05 at GE. Like, make the money you deserve. I struggle when I hear about people that can't afford to buy houses. Hey, man, I just can't afford the down payment. You can.
Come on, man.
You just don't know how to make the money. TryDayTrading.com is how you buy yourself the house you've always wanted. Hey, but it's $100,000 down payment. TryDayTrading.com. If I said to you, hey, you need $30,000 for a down payment on a house. What if I said to you, at TryDayTrading.com, that's 6, 7, 8 weeks worth of day trading. And you can have the house that you've always dreamed of. TryDayTrading.com. They have traders every day in this country that make at least $1,000 a day trading. You make $5,000 a week day trading. 6 weeks, you're making $30,000. That's real. Those are real numbers. That's real opportunity. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. But when you work with Tri-Day Trading, they're giving you their algorithms, their processes. They're giving you full-time professional trading coaching.
Yes.
That's what you get. And not just when you graduate their program and you begin your own business. No, you get ongoing education. You get ongoing support. And the best part is when you go through the TryDayTrading.com program and you graduate, they fund an account for you. They give you money in an account that you get to trade. You lose it all, lose it all. It's not your money. What do you care? But here's the part you care about. When you make money with their money, they're going to give you 80% of the profit. When you make money trading TryDayTrading.com's money, that's how confident they are that they can show you how to make the money you've always talked about. And I'm telling you guys, you got to stop talking about it. It's time to start living your life. It's time to start doing. Stop dreaming and start taking action to make that a reality. And Tri-Day Trading. Work for yourself, and all you have to do is make a $10 donation to charity, and you're into their 30-day no obligation trial membership.
Why would they do that if it didn't work?
At the end of that 30 days, if you're out, you're out. And it's a tax write-off. I'm telling you. Anna Pavelko says, I love Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah. Well, you know, and the thing, too, real quick, just we're going to get to the NBA right now, but just real quick, one of my favorite things about Papa Murphy's is that you know how like when you get pizza, like sometimes you get like really crappy crust, and other times you get really good crust. Like when you get Papa Murphy's, that's what I love about their crust. Anytime you can get a good pineapple, bacon Hawaiian pizza on nice puffy crust, it's my favorite, man. It's absolutely my favorite.
And then you put some smoke into it. You put it on a Traeger smoker. Or, the best thing is, like, one of our oven at home has an air fryer in it. You air fry a Papa Murphy's pizza.
How often do you use the air fryer in your oven?
I use the air fryer. And I'm curious, you guys in the comment section, let's talk about this too. How often do you guys air fry?
Do you have air fryers? One.
I have a Rolls-Royce oven from Samsung. And now I guess gas stovetops are terrible for your health. It's coming out, whatever. But I have an air fryer in my oven that I don't use nearly as much as, I think mine's a Black & Decker. You use mine as well. I think I have a Black & Decker air fryer, and that thing is a freaking amazing thing. Chicken nuggets, French fries, but you know what else it does? It's a great toaster for bagels, pizzas, the marinara meatballs.
Yes.
You name it, leftovers. There's nothing that thing can't do. When we make tacos at home, like my wife makes these great veggie tacos, or like the other night we had baked potatoes with chili. You can pop those into the air fryer. It'll melt cheese. It'll warm it up. Like, I think air fryers are life, dude. It is so. When we worked at Yelp,
yes,
when we were in the office at Yelp many years ago now, they had air fryers in the kitchens. And dude, we used to make these sandwiches. We would take Dave's Killer Bread. We would put some fresh cut turkey, because Yelp is an amazing place to work. They give you all this gourmet food. So you'd have Dave's Killer Bread, all this fresh cut turkey, and they give you cheese slices. Build the sandwich, put it in the air fryer for 3 minutes, boom, comes out perfect.
Yeah, Black & Decker, I'm pretty sure is what you have.
Yeah, I think I do have a Black & Decker. It's amazing. Mike Maples, just tuning in, feeling okay, Jake? Hope it's not a migraine.
No, I'm good, bro.
No,
I'm chilling. We're just having fun with it today.
What did other dudes say? He's got pink eye from the brown eye.
Yeah, I got pink eye from the Costas eye,
Dibs, listen to Two Holes. Don't be tossing no shade on pineapple on pizza. Shady Two Holes.
Yeah, you see what I mean, dude? Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's amazing. Connor Johnson says, damn it, now I'm hungry.
Seriously.
Jeff Woodworth says, Monty street bets on Reddit. Dude, I'm telling you, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's at 129. It's going to 200 minimum.
Here's the deal. If you're going to try and be a lucrative trader or something as a side hustle, I just am a big believer that, okay, you can throw money at Amazon. You can play those positions, but I just don't understand why you wouldn't go and just take a program. They give you the program and go and make money with it. Like, it's such a simple proposition, dude.
I don't know anybody who's been through that program that isn't just thriving on it.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm not even saying that because they advertise.
People have literally messaged us a couple months after joining, and they're like, yeah, dude, like, I've quit my 9 to 5. Like, it makes me more money than I ever thought it would. Like, I'm so glad I listened. Like, dude, it's not even in question, man. We have all kinds of people.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But get in. Listen, I'm not giving you stock advice, but at $129 a share, dude, how can you not? Let's see. Monty owes a ribeye. Dating is hard when you tell people you day trade for a living. It is?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but
yeah, show them your car. Truck stop Gumby. Trees are for smoking, not eating.
Well,
Mike Smith said, eat a beaver, save a tree.
Well,
okay. Mike Smith says, I love Italian luau. My wife, last Friday for our anniversary, made Italian tacos.
Where's the Italian?
Jesus, dude. Italian tacos are
bomb.
Oh. OG Gary, pineapple on Piz. Okay, easy.
Family program,
show.
Dude.
Monty owes a ribeye. I love getting raw pizza. Just love getting to do the extra work cooking it myself. But see, we've talked about this on the show ad nauseum as well. When you get it, so Papa Murphy's pizza, you have to cook it at home. It's called take and bake, right? It takes 15 minutes maybe to cook it at home. And it just tastes better. The thing that I like about it, and the reason I stopped eating commercial pizza, is because it's so greasy. Like, I used to love every weekend we would eat Costco pizza.
Yeah.
But it's so greasy that you can't really even enjoy it.
Yeah, what we used to do, you remember? We used to take paper towels and dab the top of the pizza because it was so greasy.
Yes. That's what I love about Papa Murphy's. It's so fresh. Mike Phillips, air fryer is king for leftovers.
Absolutely.
Curtis says, I use mine several times a week. Todd James says the best. Kurt Peters says nothing but cheese. Well, that's one way.
I will say, there is credence to a bomb, just straight cheese pizza.
Dude, we've been doing picnics up in the mountains on the weekends. And Mrs. Monty, again, I don't mean to go on about my wife, but Mrs. Monty has made some unbelievable cheese selections. Amazing. Air frying at least 3 times a week, Mapes says. Delaric says air fry 4 to 5 times a week, mostly for lunch. Veggie tacos, Mark says shame. What? Veggie tacos are amazing. Gary says pineapple on pizza absolutely belongs. People don't like it because social media told them not to like it.
Yeah.
Gary also says I hardly use my air fryer. It's a paperweight. Really? Really? Mike Smith says veggie tacos. Now I'm getting freaking pissed. I love it. Love it. Love it. Salty Drunk. Now NBA is taking a backseat to air fryers.
Well,
you know. Connor says gas stoves now bad for your health as a microwave, and so it's just a matter of time before air fryers are bad for you.
I'm kind of getting to that point with things.
Seriously,
like
dude.
I understand that some things are not good for us, but if you're going to tell me a gas stove is bad for my health, then I'm good with that. I'm cool. Like gas stoves are the way especially if you cook at home a lot, gas is absolutely the way. There's no doubt about it.
I agree. By the way, can we argue over Lululemon shorts?
Here we go.
Jake is wearing Lululemon shorts today.
Right.
And it's because his pillow farter got them for him. It's probably not the proper nomenclature for your beautiful significant other.
Right.
His girlfriend bought him a pair of Lululemon shorts.
And I was admittedly very skeptical.
And, I mean, they are like a cheap hotel. They have zero ballroom. I mean, they don't have a ballroom. They don't.
That's not true.
They don't have ballroom.
That's not true.
They ride up that crotch. But now I'm fat, so I probably can't fit in Lulu.
It's not true.
Are they comfortable?
They are.
They're the greatest shorts ever.
They are very, dude, I had a revelation the first time I golfed in them.
You put them on.
Golfing,
it's amazing.
No, it doesn't help me golf better.
You know why they're so comfortable? Because when you put that Lululemon against your skin, it automatically, it's like magic. It shrinks your testicles up. So you have more room down there.
The issue is when you
big
wear
balls
a short golfing.
When you have big balls.
Okay, fuck you.
They take up room in the shorts. So you put those Lulus on and boom, testicles gone.
Oh, shit. Damn, I am tripping.
You know.
So, like I was saying, the revelation I had is that when you're golfing, you need a short that stops above your knee. I at least need that because I cannot stand having a short that is down below my knee when I'm constantly trying to turn my legs and do the things you need to do in your golf. It's just annoying as hell.
You shouldn't be turning your legs.
Whatever, dude.
Okay. Truck Stop Gumby says good health is bad for your health. Exactly. Anna says, is Papa Big Papa Pump? It's fine. Greg Hawkins, how the heck are you, my guy? Good to see you. Hasn't Taco Bell always been meat-free?
No.
Jackson says, thoughts on John Collins trade, next move for the Jazz? We're talking about Lululemon.
Yeah, don't try to get us back on track, dude.
No. We're talking about tucking. Are you tucking? Do you tuck and fold?
Yeah. Where are all my tuck and fold boys at?
Oh, stop it. Don't.
Add it to Team Lean.
Stop it.
Add it to Team Pee in a Bottle.
No, I like Bud Light, and I'm proud to say it.
No, dude, seriously. Don't piss people off. Don't
Jake
do that.
You said tuck. Jake wears 70 eras basketball shorts. He does.
That's correct.
He does.
That's correct.
He does. Mike also says, what the F is Lululemon shorts?
Yeah, dude. Look them up. If you don't know what Lululemon is, you live under a rock, bro.
Mapes says Jake needs ballroom.
Yes.
Lululemon sells ABC pants, anti-ball crushers. They're very comfortable and are kind to the testes.
They are.
Wow. Wow. Travis Tolley, Monty, I am way behind, but on your question about who owns the Dallas market, just remember that Tech has more grads in DFW than TCU has grads anywhere.
Here we go.
I'm not saying you're
Ain't
wrong.
ducking, no smoke.
Brother. What's up, brother? Lululemon short is perfect, comfortable, and it reminds me, damn, ladies, look at that.
Hey.
Oh, Cougar Track says it's tuck and hold.
Oh, tuck and hold. My bad. My bad.
Random. Your new name is Rando. Tuck and roll up like a fruit by the foot. Jake ain't got no fruit by the
Come
foot,
on,
yo.
bro. Come on, bro.
Look here, man.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely nothing wrong with 70s basketball shorts.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Says the guy who's like 100 pounds before he takes a dump.
Yeah.
Like you can wear anything you want. Although I will say, I put on my Lakers shorts the other day. I happen to have a...
You got to golf in those at some point, dude. Come on.
Probably not. Maybe
Why?
tomorrow morning. I don't know. I have a pair of Laker game shorts that have never fit. And I put them on the other day, and they're actually really comfortable now. It's nice. Edward Wayner. It's too close, Edward. San Marcos, Texas here. SMU doesn't bring Texas just like Texas State doesn't bring San Marcos. Wow.
Jesus.
God damn. Ow. Oh, I like it. Randomness, Rando guy says, I like the name Rando. I've made it. You have.
There you go.
Randomness.
See,
You're
you're
Rando
somebody
now.
that has a name.
You're Rando now. All right, let's talk NBA because the natives are getting restless.
No.
Sources close to the Utah Jazz today tell us that Jordan Clarkson has informed the Jazz he's going to opt out of his contract. And this is not a surprise. Like this, there was some surprise about this on Twitter today. This is not surprising. If you've listened to the show for any amount of time, you know that Jordan, according to our sources, has had some frustration. And I think it was wholeheartedly justified. He wanted to go to a contender. The Jazz had, according to sources close to the Jazz, a first-round pick on the table. They were offered for Jordan Clarkson and said no. And we've heard that Ryan Smith was never going to trade Jordan Clarkson. And Jordan now has the opportunity to be a free agent. Now, my guess is if he's going to walk away, the Jazz would like to do a sign and trade so that they get value for him. But, Jake, this feels like a scenario where no matter what happens, Jordan Clarkson's done with the note on his chest.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this hasn't been an inevitability. I mean, this is inevitable. Like I don't know why everyone was all heartbroken and sad, and everyone was all surprised, and THT opts in, and everyone's like, "Oh, what happened to JC? Where's he going?" It's like, dude, bro, have you not been following the tea leaves? Have you not been paying attention? They did not do what Jordan Clarkson wanted them to do. You should have traded him at the deadline to a contender who was capable of getting to the NBA Finals at that time. But you chose not to do that because, as Mr. Robbins at Arizona said, you had certain affinities with Jordan Clarkson. And I just don't understand it. And it will forever be something that I don't understand when it comes to Ryan and that front office. I don't know what you were looking at there. And if it were to come out one day that Jordan told you one thing and then went back on his word, okay, then I'll let you off the hook. But this is one of the few mistakes, in my opinion, that Ryan Smith has made. I think he's been really good overall, but this is one of those where I'm like, hey man, like, you got to learn to set your emotions aside and let Danny do the Danny Aingeing. You got to let him make a deal on JC and get value back and move on with your life. Because ultimately, Jordan Clarkson is kind of the last of the Mohicans of the Donovan Mitchell era, right? Like, he's one of the last guys that you had on that roster that was in the playoffs every year for like 5 years, 7 years in a row, or whatever it was. Like, so to me, you should have moved him, and you didn't. And now he's not going to opt in. He's going to go get paid, and you're going to be out a player for no value in return. And that's the NBA. And I think ultimately that's what you're just going to have to deal with. And I think once JC is officially gone, once, what does he have till the 30th, I think, or the 1st maybe?
Right.
Once that time has passed and Jazz fans learn to accept it because, Tony's tweeting about it, or Eric Walden, or who the hell ever, all the guys that cover the Jazz. Once it gets out to the masses, then the only question is going to be who's the new face of the team. because obviously I think Laurie's got a strong case. I definitely think Walker Kessler's got a very strong case, and that'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, I think Jordan Clarkson, not trading him was a big mistake, and I hope that they don't make that mistake again.
Yeah, and I think that it's going to lead to bad blood with the fan base, because I think Jordan Clarkson, for those of you who don't know, is a legitimate superstar in the Philippines. And I think it's going to cost you reach. It's going to cost you goodwill. I think it's going to cost you merchandise sales. The way you've handled this was wrong, in my opinion. I think it's one of the few missteps that Jazz have made in the last year. They should have traded Jordan Clarkson to a contender.
Yeah.
They should have traded Jordan Clarkson to the Knicks, who were interested, to the Cavs, who were interested, back to the Lakers, who were interested. Why would you trade Malik Beasley and hang on to Jordan Clarkson? Jordan had far more value in that deal. I just don't understand what the Lakers' affinity for Jordan Clarkson is, other than I get it. He's a tremendous person. He is an international superstar. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But you owed Jordan Clarkson better. He has been a phenomenal contributor to this organization. But you're in a position where the timeline doesn't add up to keep Jordan Clarkson on your roster, and he's a guy that can contribute at a championship level now for a team who's ready to be there. The Jazz are at least 2 seasons away from competing for a championship. This year, they're going to be competing for a playoff spot. I have no doubt about that. But does Jordan Clarkson really fit your timeline? And when you look at other guard options, you're in a position where you have the opportunity to fully develop your younger core talent, guys like Ochai Agbaji, who should never lose a single dribble of the basketball to Jordan Clarkson. And it just now has become a problem. And I don't think it has anything to do with Jordan selling his home in Utah and building a house in San Antonio. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I don't think it has anything to do with the San Antonio Spurs. I think it's as simple as Jordan Clarkson wants to win now. He sees that he is in the twilight of his career. He's probably got one more contract coming up here, and then he's probably going to retire. So I think it's just a misstep by Ryan Smith and the Jazz, Jake, that frankly you don't see very often.
Yeah, and I think that, I don't think that you'll see them make that same mistake again. I think that, it's just tough because I think when an owner of any team, NBA or otherwise, says, hey, we're not doing anything with this guy because I feel this type of way about it, that kind of handcuffs your basketball people. So, again, if Isaiah Thomas were to say, hey, Matt Ishbia, you should not move DeAndre Ayton under any circumstance, and then Ishbia tells James Jones and everybody in Phoenix, we're not moving this guy, it handicaps what James Jones and that front office can do. And you see it all around the league. You see it in the NFL. You certainly see it in Major League Baseball. Like, you see it everywhere, and mistakes are made. And ultimately, I mean, it's not like this is gonna cost you hundreds of millions of dollars or some massive thing, but you would have liked to get value. JC was one of your final pieces that you could move and legitimately get equal player value or get some good draft compensation, and you just decided not to do that. So,
Yeah, it is really interesting to me to see the way this is played out. And it's unfortunate because he is truly a guy who deserves better. He just deserves better.
Yeah.
OG Gary says, I knew you were a closet Laker. Well, I mean, I covered that team for a long time. And I mean,
is it some sin to be a Laker fan, dude?
Well, I'm a Bulls fan and I'm a Devin Booker fan. If the Lakers are on, I'm probably watching. It's LeBron James. I mean, to me, I watch players in this league. I don't watch teams. And the very fact that the Chicago freaking Bulls signed Nikola Vucevic to a 3-year, $60 million deal. Fuck off. Like, it is hard to be a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
You pay that guy, he's an absolute liability on defense. An absolute liability. The guy is the exact same player he's been his entire career, and you just gave him $60 more million.
Yep.
Why? I have no idea why. I don't know. Jeff says, we worked so hard in the 90s to stop wearing them damn shorts, and they had to bring them back. Exactly. Court McMullen, JC leaving Utah. In other news, water's wet.
Yeah.
Was it inevitable, though?
Yes.
I think they should have traded him. That's what they should have done. Brandon Butler, Connor Bedard is officially a Chicago Blackhawk.
Yes,
he is. And I love it. I love every second of it. I think it's amazing. Yeah, I think that is the Blackhawks have an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what they do with it. Mr. Guy says, who is he to demand he gets traded to a contender? Well, he's earned that.
Yeah.
He's a vet who won the Sixth Man of the Year here. He was a huge part of your community, a huge part of your team. You traded everybody else, but you refused to trade him. You traded Don and Rudy to two of the better teams in the league, and you refused to trade Jordan Clarkson. It just doesn't make any sense.
And you refused to pay him.
Yeah. Big Daddy Magic says Jordan Clarkson is jumping to the San Antonio. Why would he do that? Well, if he was going to go to the Spurs, wouldn't he stay with the Jazz? The Spurs are going to struggle for the next 3 years. Why?
Victor's the way.
Like, he's not going to go retire on a bad basketball team. OG Gary says JC was a great contributor when he was on the Lakers. I mean, he is a guy who he's certainly transformed himself since he was a Laker.
Yeah, he was just so young then, dude. That you're talking about the Kyle Kuzma era when JC was there. Like, that's young, man.
A very different time. Severe, what's up, Jeremy? Jordan, to me, was not the face of the franchise. I think last season he certainly was.
Yeah, he was.
He certainly was. Lauri was and is. Well, the problem is Lauri Markkanen doesn't talk. Lauri Markkanen's not compelling.
Who did the jersey rollout, bro?
Yeah, and again, with all due respect to Lauri, like, he's a very vanilla personality. He's a very vanilla basketball player 9 minutes out of 10. And he has some spectacular moments, and last year certainly he had many. But he's not he's not Jordan Clarkson, who's got personality. He's got a dynamic game. He's somebody that's exciting.
He's a fashion guy.
He's a fashionista. He's an international superstar. He's a supercar guy. He actually goes out downtown in his Lamborghini and eats at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like, he loved being here.
Yeah.
And I think he absolutely was the fan favorite. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Jazz made the same mistake they always do. Make decisions based on emotions with Jordan. Hope we learn eventually. Well, yeah. Monty owes a ribeye. The Jazz made a mistake, but they have made more good moves than bad moves, so I'm okay with it. Certainly they have.
I would agree.
Absolutely. Michael Peck, what's up, Peck? Clarkson is beloved by the fans. Maybe they didn't want to piss everyone off by trading him, but who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Who knows? Brandon Butler, I don't think JC got an offer Danny liked. Probably the price coming back were bad contracts. But we were told last year specifically that they had a first-round pick offered to them for Jordan Clarkson. And I think New York was one of those teams, and I think Cleveland was the other one of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think New York would have really liked to have Jordan Clarkson on their team for that playoff run. And I don't know. The thing that worries me about Danny Ainge to a certain extent is I think he takes things personally. And the Knick thing, there are deals to be made with the Knicks that were not made. And whether it was Don or Jordan or whoever. But to me, I was really pleasantly surprised they made that significant of a deal with the Lakers. I was surprised it was Beasley and not Clarkson.
Mm-hmm.
I was. Because, yeah, it's water under the bridge. Bulls are the worst run organization in sports.
Agreed.
And they have a new GM and president, and it doesn't matter.
Because it's garbage.
They're never going to win. OG Gary, I never said it was a sin. I'm a Laker fan. It's a we thing with my Lakers. It is, yeah. Yeah. Connor says Dame time in that must-watch TV category. He's not. Not in Portland, he's not. Get to Miami, now you're talking about must-watch TV.
I think the only thing that's must-watch TV with Dame is when he's having those nights a few times a year. That's when it's like, all right, I need to watch this because he's got 50, he's got 45 at the half, and he's in one of those modes. Then that's must-watch. But on the regular, it's not.
But at what point does it feels like forever since his games have mattered. It just does. And the injuries pile up and, brother, speaking of the Bulls, I hope you could get D Rose, Monty. Yeah, I'd like to see Derek. I'd like to see I'd like to see Derrick Rose go somewhere where he has a legitimate chance to be a rotational player. Derrick Rose is a free agent the Knicks renounced. And he's got a lot left in the tank. He has a lot left in the tank. And he's another guy that wants to win.
Yeah.
And this argument that championships don't define guys, okay, you ride with that, but you ask anybody in the NBA. Derrick Rose needs a championship and needs to be a significant part of one. And I think there's probably 5 teams that he could do that on. And we'll see what happens. But I hope he does not go back to the Bulls because that team is just
awful.
It's incredibly frustrating. Salty Drunk, the Jazz owe Clarkson nothing. The Jazz need to do what's best. Deal for the Jazz.
Yeah, well, that's not how they went about it, my man, unfortunately.
I wish they would always do what's best for the Jazz. Let's see. The Spurs will have a better record than the Jazz next... Guy? The Spurs will have a better record than the Jazz next year. You don't need to know how to break the atom to figure that out.
I cannot wait till Victor Wembanyama gets hurt 10 games into the season. Because that's going to happen. And you need to be okay with that.
There is nothing. No. Hey, you know what? Big Daddy Magic, I think you're right. The Spurs are going to win the championship this year. I mean, Victor's the way. The Jazz owe Clarkson nothing. I read that one. Mike Rochburn's team stand. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, dude. Team lean.
PAC, is Kuz coming to Utah? I heard he was in Salt Lake last week house shopping. Everybody's in Salt Lake house shopping.
I love that we do that. Dude.
I do not believe he's coming to Utah. I believe Sacramento. If you pay for Kyle Kuzma, that's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake. Huge. Kurt Peters, just remember, Jakey, when you were playing tongue dart on the back door, never put your thumb on the turbo button. That blow-off valve will always hit you in the eye. See? Now you know.
Tongue dart.
Greg Hawkins, not trading Jordan Clarkson was a rare miss for the Jazz. Under Ainge, things have been so improved. Great draft class, too. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Truck Stop Gumby, I wish I could house shop in Salt Lake City. So do I.
No kidding, dude.
So do I. The Kyle Kuzma thing, I feel like this is a sentimental conversation. Because so many people are like, oh, man, Kyle Kuzma went to Utah.
I'm so bricked up right now.
I mean, okay, that's cool. He went to Utah. But do you want to pay him $30 million a year for 5 years? You want to give Kyle Kuzma $150 million minimum? Because I think that's what he's going to get.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. Not yet. OG Gary, Jake was tongue punching 2 holes.
This cock.
Still is not taking off his sunglasses. Don't be wishing any hurt on anybody, Jake.
I'm sick and tired of the Victor's going to take over the world talk. I am over
agree.
it.
I would agree. What do you think of the Cleveland Cavaliers shopping Jared Allen?
I think it's necessary. I think that they need to make changes on that roster because it wasn't good enough. And I think they're smart for price shopping Darius Garland. Darius Garland, Jared Allen, they're core pieces. I think you got to look at that. I am a big believer. Maybe you don't intend to trade the guy, but you damn well better know what the car is worth, right? Like, you better know, okay, if right now Darius Garland is worth a player and 2 picks, let's say, then we know, okay, at the trade deadline, based on where we are, he'll be worth this. You have to know what the value is. And if you don't, you're not doing your job as a front office.
Yeah,
so
totally agree.
If they're shopping Jared Allen, and seeing, what X, Y, and Z would value for him, I think that's smart. I mean, again, Jared's a guy that's got value because he's a workhorse. He's not selfish. He's a team guy. Obviously, big time defender. I'm a big time fan of Jared Allen. I like his game. Great pick and roll big. But again, Donovan Mitchell. I hate the Don conversation right now because he has a lot to prove. He's not grown. He's not shown me anything special yet. And it's only the first year in Cleveland, and I'm willing to cut him some slack on that. But you got to get going here.
Yeah, and I think Mobley took a step back with Don. I think it's hard not to say that. They have two guys, two bigs who don't shoot, and Allen and Mobley. And you're going to have to fix that. And I think Jared Allen's the obvious choice to go. Mobley's a more versatile player. Allen's a better defender. But they need to get another dynamic wing there that can make a difference. And I think when you look at Kyle Kuzma, have to think Cleveland's in on that. Sacramento's going to be in on that. I don't think there's a whole lot of teams that have the bread to pay Kyle Kuzma. I mean, do we at least admit or agree that Kyle Kuzma is a huge risk for a contender?
Yes.
I mean, if you pay him the kind of bread that he's going to make, dude, he better perform.
I mean, he's shown you he can get you 40 in a game. He's shown that, not regularly.
But what's he going to average?
I would expect him to average mid-20s. That's what I'd like to see.
On a contending team.
Yes.
You put him on Denver.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in the mid-20s.
So if you take out Michael Porter Jr., put in Kyle Kuzma, are they a better team?
Yes.
You think they are?
Yes.
Wow.
They can score more.
Okay. If you take out anybody on Boston and put him in there.
If you have Kyle Kuzma instead of Marcus Smart, hard to argue that you're a better team, but I do think you're a better offensive team.
Jaylen Brown versus Kyle Kuzma.
Jaylen Brown by miles.
All day
not
long.
Even close.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, Kyle Kuzma is a contract killer. Meaning, hey, you're going to sign that dude to come in and score the ball. Score buckets. Get buckets as a starter. That's what you're bringing him in to do. He's shown the willingness to play defense in meaningful games. I'm not saying he's a good defender, but he's shown the willingness to work hard defensively, certainly. So, yeah, I think if you were to put him in Denver, yeah, I think that improves their team. My biggest issue with Michael Porter Jr. is the guy is so damn inconsistent as a shooter that you can't really rely on him. I love his frame. I love the way he plays the game, but I just wish that he was more efficient and more versatile offensively. He just isn't, and that's the problem. Kyle Kuzma, the thing you love about Kyle Kuzma is he wants to get after it. He wants to dunk on you. He wants to score on you. Like, he wants to do all that. Yeah. But he is an average-ass defender that has some issues.
I don't know. I look at Kuzma's numbers. I don't think there's any way he ever gets to 25 points a game. I mean, the guy's 27. He's averaging 21 points this year, and he's only shooting 33% from three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying that guy $25-30 million a year. I'm not interested in that.
Wow.
And if he's in Washington, you can swallow that.
Okay, so maybe we should Kyle Kuzma or RJ Barrett.
Fuck. I am not. RJ Barrett's not a killer. Dude, why would you bring him up on this show?
But I'm just saying, if you're saying that Kyle Kuzma's not going to get to 25 a night, okay, that's cool. Stats agree with you. But if that's the case, then he falls down to over/under at 20.
I think Kuz is probably he certainly had a better year last year than RJ Barrett did, but there were far more expectations on RJ. Nobody cares. In Washington, nobody gives a shit about what you do. Who's watching Wizards games? I mean, like, in all honesty, who's watching Wizards games?
Yeah.
Nobody is watching Wizards basketball. Like, Kyle Kuzma, I mean, do you guys realize he only played 64 games? Like,
it's more than a lot of guys.
But
more than a lot of guys, man.
Not for $150 million. Not for 21 points a game. Not for, he shoots 10 two-point field goals a game. And 8 3-pointers a game. Shooting 18 times a game and you're only giving me 21 points? That's not efficiency.
RJ Barrett's got a $107 million deal. Would you pay Kyle Kuzma 107?
No. I'm not, dude. Especially with the new CBA. Come on now.
Yeah.
Court McMullen, do the Jazz have a shot at Fred VanVleet? I think that's the wrong timeline. Fred VanVleet, I need to know what the Rockets are going to do. I need to understand how much money they're going to spend and who are they willing to trade. Because the Rockets are supposedly everybody's All-American on Fred VanVleet. Why would Fred go to Houston when he can go to Miami or he can go to the Lakers or he can go to...
Yeah.
Somebody needs to explain that one to me.
I agree.
But it'll be interesting to see what number he gets. I just think Fred VanVleet's out of the timeline for the Jazz need a young... And there aren't... If you look at the free agent list, there's not a lot of... In my opinion... There aren't a lot of great fits for the Jazz. Like, if I look at, a Russell Westbrook, is that somebody that you're that excited? No, I'm not either.
That's not what we're about.
Chris Middleton or Kyrie Irving's going back to Dallas or like D'Angelo Russell, if we're talking point guards.
Yeah, I'd be interested in D'Lo. Yeah, for the Jazz, I would be.
I think
because I think if you're willing to go get John Collins, you're certainly interested in D'Angelo Russell.
Patrick Beverly. No. Dennis Schroeder.
No.
Gabe Vincent.
No.
You're not interested in Gabe Vincent.
No. Role player.
Trey Jones.
No.
Io DeSumo. Restricted. I'd take Io DeSumo every single day.
Yes, I would take Io DeSumo, yes.
But other than that, like a Kobe White.
No.
A Reggie Jackson. Javon Carter.
No.
Too
old.
But that's my point. There's not a lot of great guys out. Trent Forrest is a free agent.
No.
Right? I mean, there's not a lot of great point guards out there.
Yeah, D'Lo works because he's somebody, again, a go-get-it kind of guy, and a guy who's shown a willingness to play the team game in a system.
Yes.
Right? So to me, I think if you said to D'Lo, hey, we've got a big-time front court, and we need to work on our back court, and by the way... because some guys really value mentoring rookies. Like, there are guys in the league, and I don't know if D'Lo's that guy or not, but if you said to D'Lo, hey, dominant front court, you would obviously start in the back court. What do you think? And by the way, you'd get to mentor a guy like Keontae George, and you get to, you know what I mean? Like, I think the Jazz opportunity is attractive on some level, but I think for D'Lo, what's tough is you've just gone from a championship opportunity to a just trying to make the playoffs opportunity.
Like the guards that are out there, like a guy that I'd be interested in is Lonnie Walker. Like, Lonnie Walker's an unrestricted free agent. I would absolutely give Lonnie Walker a look here. Like, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
The problem is you look at the two guards, it's Seth Curry, it's Max Strus, but Max Strus apparently is one of the hottest free agents in the NBA. Now, like Dante DiVincenzo would be great here. He's going to get paid. You can't.
Too much.
You're not going to compete for him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's like, are you going to bring Malik Beasley back? Probably not, because Malik's got a club option for 16.5 that I would guess they're going to not opt into. But I don't know. He's one of the better. He's only 26, and he's one of the better 3-point shooters in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at guys that are not going to be available, like look at Josh Hart. What's Josh Hart going to do at $13 million? He's going to get paid. I'd love to have Josh Hart as a two-guard here.
Yeah.
But is that likely to happen? It's not. So the question is, I think Danny's going to have to be creative in trades. That'd be my guess, right? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Really interesting to see how that plays out. Brady Cook says, what about Bruce Brown?
But he's going to get paid too much, dude. I mean,
he's going to get paid by a contender.
He's just won a championship. I mean, how would you not want to go back?
And they raved about him in Denver.
Yeah.
Raved. I would love to have him. Yeah, Brandon Butler or Trey Jones would be great. Would love to see that. I prefer Gabe Vincent or DeSumo and trade for a point guard that's better later. The market doesn't have exactly what Utah needs. It doesn't.
I would agree.
I think Gabe Vincent. I think Io DeSumo. I want to see Io DeSumo in somebody else's uniform. The problem is he's restricted, obviously, but I want to see Io in somebody else's uniform.
Yeah.
Because the Bulls.
Don't get him started, dude.
KW says Cowboys Golf Club is worth the money. Is it really? Do tell, because I would love to. All right, couple other things. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys Golf Club, don't forget we'll be at Big 12 Football Media Days, the 12th and 13th of July, presented by BladeHQ.com. BladeHQ.com, the best knife by the best knife makers. BladeHQ.com. They have outdoor gear, survival gear.
Facts.
They have carabiners. They have knife. Like any knife you can think of. You need a hunting knife, a pocket knife. You need a utility knife. They've got it. The guys at BladeHQ.com support the Monty Show, so we ask you to go and support them. Even if you just chat with them and tell them, hey, I heard about you guys on the Monty Show. If you need a knife, if you need a gift for somebody, a birthday, a graduation, BladeHQ.com, my friends. A good small business here in Utah that absolutely believes in customer service. I love the company story. You're going to hear a lot more from them in the coming weeks, but BladeHQ.com is our presenting sponsor of our coverage of Big 12 football media days, as well as our friends at Big O Tires and American Fork, who I've got to go and see my guy Ryan down there. Sitting up at the crib the other day, and my neighbor's like, Monty, man, look at your tires are bald. Yeah, the tires on Hank the Grand Cherokee are going to have to get replaced by the end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other place that I would go. I am not going to spend a penny unless it's with Ryan at Big O Tires and American Fork because I trust him. I know he's going to do a good job. I know it's Big O Tires, so they stand behind their product. And Ryan's a grinder. He's a family man. He is somebody that is opening a small business and building it and becoming a really top-notch, I think, the best tire and auto repair company in the business. And by the way, if you guys need a lift, if you're going to lift a Bronco, a Jeep, if you're going to lift a truck, whatever it is, there is nobody that does lift kits better than Big O Tires and American Fork. You can call Ryan. He'll order all the parts for you. You drop off your rig. It's going to come out of the garage better than you could have even imagined.
Facts.
Big O Tires and American Fork, your auto repair headquarters. And again, they don't just do tires, guys. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, you name it. They tinted the windows on my Grand Cherokee for me. You name it, they do it. Big O Tires and American Fork. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Lopes fan Gabe, skip the Cowboys Gold Club and use the money saved as a down payment on Pebble Beach green fees.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about taking Jakey Brown Eye to...
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, no, the other Jakey, I know.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I'm thinking about taking Jakey Too Cool to on a boys' golf trip. We kind of need that.
Yeah.
I would love to do some
We need
Pebble.
one where we can bring our clubs.
Yeah, I'd like to do some Pebble, some Torrey Pines. What we need to do is go to L.A. for another week.
Yeah.
Need to get to L.A., need to get to Vegas, Las Vegas.
Not Vegas way.
There's great golf in Vegas.
Yeah.
Need to do a golf trip.
Yeah.
Absolutely need to do a golf trip. No doubt about it. All right. You feeling the non-sports stories today? This Kylie Jenner thing is interesting. Did you guys see that Kylie Jenner changed her baby's name?
Yeah, what was this about now?
She's dumb. What? Am I wrong?
I mean, no, you're not wrong, but like, I don't know, man. The Jenner Kardashian stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. Okay, so listen, the Kardashians, I'm out on that. I told you, like, I know the customers who have shopped it up at their store, and it is it's a prodigious list. Surprisingly, Nick Cannon's not the father.
Hiscock.
But I'm telling you that, one, Kylie Jenner is easy on the eyes. I'm good with that. But the news this week that Kylie Jenner legally changed her son's name to Air...
Q Janus.
No, Air Webster.
Okay.
Don't fuck.
Okay. Can you say that again?
Air, A-I-R-E, Webster.
Bro, what?
That's the name of the baby now.
Why?
Because, one, they hate their children. And by the way, do you know who the father of this child is?
Your mom.
No, it's Travis Scott. Okay, it's Travis. Maybe, and that might be all you need to know, right? Like that. Hey, it's Travis Scott. You know,
dude, what are we doing?
I've often asked many people, what is Kylie Jenner? But again, not even Kylie Jenner. Look at this story with Zion Williamson.
Even worse, dude. Even worse.
Mariah Mills, did you guys hear about this? Mariah Mills, the porn star. Did you guys see what she put on her social media today? Yeah, positive pregnancy test. And
catch me outside. How about that?
It's pointed at Zion Williamson.
Oh.
But I look at this Kylie Jenner situation, and I say to myself, yeah, you're cute.
Look at how concerned Buddy looks.
Well, if your mom's lips look like that, wouldn't you be terrorized?
Dude.
Right? And look, this kid is going to be a baller from day one, no matter what. But Air's parents are Jenner and Travis Scott, filed the name change on March 21st, and it was approved June 23rd. The baby's name, and the baby is 16 months old, was named Wolf when he was born in February of 2022. 6 weeks later, the Kardashian star shared on her Instagram story that she and Scott had plans to change his name. They also have a 5-year-old daughter named Stormy. Her name is Stormy. They named you.
Dude.
Let me get this right. You named your kid Stormy. She's a hoe. You have no... Tell me that's not a stripper name.
Well, we know. I mean, ask Donnie.
Yep. Stormy Daniels. Tell me that... Why would you name your daughter Stormy? Please, it just...
Everybody gets a test.
Not Candy, not Candace. Right? Like, not Cherry Blossom.
It vexes me.
Jenny? No, you a hoe.
Terribly vexed.
With all due respect, if your mom's named Jenny...
Dude, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Why would you name your kid anything
But
like
why
that?
would you start it off with Wolf and then change it to Air?
Dude.
Why?
Because they're celebrities and everything's got to be new trend setting. That's why.
I don't
That's why.
understand it.
That's completely why.
I don't understand. Air?
I mean, that would
Like-
that would be like, that would be like putting olives on pizza. You don't do that.
No, I would agree.
Like,
And
it's
the-
an asinine name.
But you know the worst part of this? Kylie Jenner said on The Late Show with Jimmy Fallon that she struggles with naming the children because Travis Scott will just come home one day and be like, hey, I've thought of a new name for the kids. Let's get the paperwork done. He just changes his kid's name like, yeah, I think I want to change their name to Trampoline Onassis.
Paradise.
Yeah, Trampoline Paradise. Right? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, nothing good, dude.
What are we doing?
Nothing good.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I really don't. And this Zion thing.
Dude, I don't know what Zion's doing, bro. This is getting out of hand now. Or I'm sorry. This is getting out of pocket now.
Thank you.
Out of pocket. That's the proper nomenclature.
This is the love of his life.
Yeah, Mariah says no cap on the pregnancy test, okay? She says it's positive for Zion.
I get it. She's hot.
No,
But
she's not.
Oh, you know she's a porn star? Oh, that's right. She's not hot.
Dude.
And the things that she has said on social media. Like, Zion, what are you doing?
Nothing good, dude.
So let's recap. Okay, so she talked about things that she did with her mouth. She talked about how she helped him lose weight because your career was ending.
Yeah, who's got the bigger booty?
She talked about how you wanted her, and she showed DMs of you begging her to move to New Orleans.
Nolans.
And then asking her, well, will you be my girlfriend? You're Zion fucking Williamson.
Apparently not, though. That's the problem with this guy.
Well, hey, listen.
Hey, Mariah. Honey.
Look, big booty Judy. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
If you move to New Orleans, like, can we hold hands? Will you be my girlfriend?
I'm a man.
Maybe we could go to prom.
Come on, Zion.
Let's get a scoop of ice cream and go home. And, maybe we can watch Blue's Clues together. Will you be my girlfriend?
Mariah's more Dora the Explorer, let's be honest.
Debbie does Dallas. Dude, will you... She's a porn star, dude.
Yeah,
With all due respect,
like...
you're Zion Williamson and this arm. You're Zion Williamson and you're dating a porn star. Well, no, you're banging a porn star. While another woman in your life is pregnant.
And trying to be your wife.
And now the porn star is pregnant by you as well.
Oh.
Who are you, Nick Cannon? What, Nick Cannon's your mentor? Nick Cannon's got like 50 kids by 36 women.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I just don't get it with Zion, dude. The guy is just not mature and doesn't understand
more
it.
to the point. More to the point. You know what I don't get? I don't get Bill Clinton. I don't get Donald Trump. I don't get Harvey Weinstein.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Brett Favre. Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, the blue penis. I don't get these dudes that have all the money in the world and then go cheat on their wives. Leave her if you want to go bang other chicks. Like Bill Gates, you were banging the office girl. Is it because you could? Bill Clinton, you're the president of the United States, and you left a stain on her dress, sir.
All due respect.
Be better.
Like the Kennedys with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, but
I get it. She's Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
Bill, her name's Monica Lewinsky, dude.
Don't play intramurals, brother.
Like, is it because you can?
Yeah, probably.
It's got to be.
They have certain affinities.
It's got Trevor Bauer.
Yep.
Trevor Bauer.
But Bauer's different, dude.
No.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he wasn't the president banging the intern. Trevor Bauer.
He was the baseball player. He was the Dodger banging a Padre fan.
But he wasn't. Dude, it's different. You know why it's different? Because that was a fan. That was just another human in the world. Not your intern. Not the front desk lady. Not in the workplace. Right? The only reason the Trevor Bauer thing is even a problem is because the sex is heinous. Because the sex is so hardcore and out there.
Yeah, and the other part of this that I think you have to understand is, like, at least with Tiger Woods, dude, it was the Perkins waitress behind Perkins in an SUV next to a dumpster. You're a sick fuck. Like if you're banging the Perkins waitress, with all due respect, you're sick. Like dude, bro. Right, like you hit that one into the water. Let's just be honest. Like these days? Right, like porn stars, call girls, like all over the world. Tiger Woods was a sex addict. Zion Williamson's a child.
You know what the difference is? Tiger Woods is the greatest of all time, and Zion Williamson hasn't done shit.
And Tiger's the one that allegedly cheats on Lindsey Vonn.
The rack attack.
Tiger's the one that is gangster, breaks up with a girlfriend at the airport after his staff allegedly told her they were going on vacation together. He'll meet you there. Did you remember this story?
Meet you there.
She lives in his awesome compound, and I think it's in Ponte Verde Beach in Florida. I could be wrong. Jupiter, could be wrong. He has this awesome compound with 4 golf holes on his property. He wants to break up with her. You know the girl that used to manage his restaurant? That same girl. You moved your restaurant manager into the house, had her sign an NDA, and then when you were done running through that, you were like, yeah, I want to get out of the deep rough here.
The opposite of
could you move out? And she said no. So, yeah, like a little while later, you had your staff go to her and say, Tiger would like to take you on a short romantic vacation. Let's pack your shit and go to the airport.
Excellent strategy, sir.
And you said yes?
Idiot.
They went to the airport where she was met by one of his attorneys, allegedly, and served papers that said, "You out, bitch. You're out." By the way, while you were driving,
we're out of here.
While you were driving to the airport, Tiger was changing the locks. You're out. That's what we call gangster. So at least with Tiger, it's systematic, and he was sick. He was in bed. Tiger Woods was allegedly in bed with a call girl when he found out his dad died.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
That's a sickness. Bill Clinton, is that really a sickness?
Nah, buddy just wanted a little extra.
Jeffrey Epstein, yeah, you're a sick fuck. Tiger Woods, yeah, you're probably a porn addict.
And we were saying that.
Right, like Donald Trump. Is that a sickness? No.
I'd love it to be wider.
That's a power tripper, dude. That's all that is. Did you guys hear the Donald Trump quote? Did you pull that?
Save it for tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow. No.
Dude, we got to play this quote tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll play it tomorrow.
This quote from yesterday from Donald Trump, oh my God.
Yeah, didn't get to that today.
It's one of the greatest ones ever. Anyway, my point is, you're stupid if you're Zion Williamson.
Yes,
you're just start cutting these girls checks right now. Let me go ahead and anybody refer me to an accountant? I got to get my shit straight because I won't be paying child support.
Makes me a loving father and a decent human being.
18 years I'm into this porn star. For the next 18 years, you're paying her your money. And a lot of it.
A motherfucking, fucking.
Congratulations, Zion. You lose.
Yeah.
Biggest bust arguably in NBA history. You're fat. And now you're poor. Because you've got 2 women pregnant. And they're both trying to be the one that's trying to be the one. So good luck.
Hold on. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing in the comments section here?
What?
Is that a legitimate comment out of Riley O'Brien?
Yeah, but Riley, dude, you're a pain in my ass. Riley O'Brien is like one of the nicest guys ever. But the next time you get blocked by
not by us, not
YouTube,
by me.
Yeah, the next time you get blocked by YouTube, I am not unblocking you. It's been 3 times that you've been blocked by YouTube now. And I have unblocked you.
Is he not merciful?
I'm not doing it. We've been through this one other time where dude was like posting the same comment over and so Riley's been on this hard on for by the way. So YouTube said, "Oh, hey, we're going to give him a timeout. Do you want to release him from do you want to release him from timeout jail?" So I said, "Yes." Then I about once a week I go through my hey, we block this guy for spam list.
Yeah, YouTube blocks people who spam.
So if you put the same comment in over and over again, which what Riley's been doing, they put you in timeout. If you continue to do that after I release you and you go back into the wild and you put, like Riley was putting timestamps, like for some reason he kept putting timestamps in. Blocked. So today he did it again this morning. Blocked. Do it again, I'm not going to unblock you. Like, there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah.
I hope it won't come to that.
But if I got to go looking, I'm not going to go looking.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm not going to, I get it. I say, by the way, a lot. I'm over it now. I am over it now. Yeah, guy, you got blocked.
Yeah,
YouTube.
dog. Yeah,
YouTube takes spam very seriously. So when you just keep saying, well, by the way, and you do it like.
Okay, let's see. Riley's issued his patented apology. Let's see. How did he do? Let's see what you got here.
Y'all, my bad. I didn't realize I said it that much. I love you guys. I was having fun. I didn't know YouTube times me out. Yeah.
It was for research purposes.
No, it was not for research purposes. What? It's just incredibly people.
Here's what I'll say.
You're in the wild, man.
Make the show better. Make the show better. Like as a P1 as I would call you, because I love you, bro. I don't take it personally.
Yeah, it's not personal.
But if you're gonna comment a lot, make the show better. Bring legitimate takes, or
at least explain it. If you're gonna keep saying, "Oh, by the way," okay, explain it. You know. Kelsey says people stay hating on Monty. I guess. But I don't know that I don't think Riley's a troll, but my point is when people comment all the time, it's really good for the show. When you comment so much that YouTube is like, "Hey, do you want to block this guy? He's kind of a pain in the ass."
Yeah, the way they ask that is I say, "Hey, we've blocked this guy. Please review."
Yeah, they put it in a review queue.
Yeah.
And it's Riley, I think it was 7 comments or something like that were all timestamps. And I was like, what is he doing? Just numbers. Just like numbers.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? What? Anyway.
Sorry if you're offended
801
by that.
says, by the way, exactly. Make the show better with funny fart drops.
Yeah, you see what I mean? See, like, I hold up my end, right? Like, I hold up my end of the show. He holds up his end of the show. But as usual, you guys got to hold up your end of the show.
How on earth? How on earth have fart drops become such a big part of the nomenclature on this show? That's amazing. Tom says you can buy the way.
Yeah.
At Bucked Up.
See, like that makes the show better. That's a good comment right there.
Buckedup.com.
See?
Let's see. Monty owes a ribeye. Was that a real apology or was that ChatGPT apology?
I mean, I sense some ChatGPT nomenclature in that apology, Ja. Take it easy, okay? See? Made the show better.
Ja Morant legitimately used ChatGPT to write not one, but 2 apologies. And Donut says, spraying my dick?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
No! Stop. You guys, stop feeding the animals. Stop feeding.
Hugh Janus.
They become reliant on you. Oh, fart noises, Monty. Let's rip some zippers, bro. So it was awesome today. Real quick, and then I have to go.
Yeah.
We were walking up to our usual, offloading position. And it had to be a straight 30 seconds of just warding down the hallway.
Oh, you guys know what warding is, right? In the comments, can you figure out what warding means?
Dude, it was amazing. It was amazing.
What did Riley say?
I don't know.
Last comment.
Okay. This is the best show on YouTube. I am a Monty Show fan for life. My bad, y'all. I go back and listen to old shows daily. Monty Show's elite. Well, I appreciate it.
No, we ain't mad at you, bro.
It's not a bad thing.
The thing is that what you have to understand is that once you get into a place where YouTube is paying attention to you, where the algorithm has identified your account as a spam account,
you're in a bad place.
We can't. There's only so long that we can help you, because eventually what happens is they will block you, and then it puts it in a higher priority of like, hey, you can't unblock this person.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
And they stop telling you.
Yeah, they just do it.
And so then it's like, oh well, one day it'll be like, well, where's Riley been? Like, that's how it usually happens.
Next thing you know, Buddy's in the blocked section.
Monty owes a ribeye. Sounds like people from the Jack in the Box line.
Well,
exactly. Yes, Mike Smith, walking while farting, and it was epic.
There you go.
High fiber cereal. What does this show come to? People always have to say the same thing over and over again. It really pisses me off.
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, bro?
Victor's the way. Hey, how's the weather today?
Victor's
Victor!
the way.
Victor's the way.
Victor's the way.
It's cloudy outside. Victor's the way. Hey, is anybody hungry?
Victor's the way.
Does anybody want burritos?
Victor's the way.
Hey, Jordan Clarkson's not opting in.
Victor's the way.
What do you guys want for breakfast?
Victor's the way.
Never heard of it. Oh my God. Riley said, that actually makes a lot of sense. The show has become huge to me. It's still the same show, but it actually makes perfect sense. And it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not a small amount of, because you got to remember when we used to get all those sex bots early on in the showroom on YouTube when we first started? All those bots, YouTube put them in that section. So like you're literally in that section.
And the hardest part for us is YouTube trains itself on how people use the show. So when all those bots come in, and it literally asks me, do you want to block? Do you want to block? Do you want to put in timeout? And when it's a sex bot like that. So now it just blocks all of them automatically.
Yeah.
So, by the way, the show's over and you've made it all the way.
Yeah.
All the way.
All the way.
Without talking about golf and without taking your sunglasses off.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm legit.
By the way, take them off so people know you really don't have farted on pink eye.
Wow, holy fuck, it's bright here.
Jake does not have farted on.
I don't have pink eye. I don't have chocolate starfish eye. I'm good, dude. I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, his girlfriend did not beat him. Well, at least not. She doesn't ever hit him where the marks are visible.
His cock.
Exactly. Play the music. Good Lord. The Monty Show official golf club, of course, is Canyons Golf, Park City Mountain Resort. When are you guys going to come and play with us?
Dude,
let's go play some golf, dude.
I need a foursome. Let's go.
Say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.